And we are live. uh, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Guess who is back? Guess who is back? What's going on, my brothers? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? For those of you who do not know, for those of you who do not know, I am BMI 3000 reloaded. What's going on, brothers? Good to see you. Good to see you. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, man? It's been a long time. 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 Hey, if you can hear me loud and clear, I just need you to put one in the chat. Just put one in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear. I have not done this in a long time. And it has been a long time coming. What's happening, Passport OG? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? BMI 3000 Reloaded, also known as the Mad Professor, is in the house. In the house. In the house. Absolutely. And I am broadcasting live to you, my brothers, Eastern Standard Time from the United States of America. It is 9:22 p.m. Y'all see the thumbnail? Y'all see the thumbnail? We got to talk. We have to talk. We have to talk. We have to talk. I tried to stay away. I tried to stay away. I tried to stay away. I see ya. What's going on, Passport? What's going on, Rasheed Bonds? What's going on? What's going on? Good to see you, man. Good to see Christopher Clipper. What's up? 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 Good to see you, man. Good to see you, brother. What's going on, Truck Nerd? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. It's been a while. It's been a while, you know. I have to make my occasional appearances, brothers. I have to be conservative with my presence here on YouTube, man. You know what I'm saying? I got a bunch of trolls, but you know what? I don't let the trolls control everything. Good to see you. What's going on, Dr. J? What's going on, Dr. J, man? Good to see you, man. Good to see Dr. T.S. Johnson is in the house, my colleague in arms, my brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know we got to keep that fire going. It's 2026, brothers. It's 2026. There's a lot to talk about, man. There's a whole lot to talk about. What's going on? Glad to see you. What's going on? Relevant to Kill. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Man, y'all get them likes up. Y'all get them likes up. Get them likes up. Get them likes up, man. I had to. You all know me. You all know my style, man. You know what I mean. And for those of y'all who know me well, you know that I have a tendency to do things that are organic. And tonight on Eastern Standard Time, man, I had to come out here and we got to talk about some things, my brothers. We got to talk about some things. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? We see Bobo Anderson. What's going on? Good to see all you brothers, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Stop on by. I need the brothers to come on by. We got to talk. Come on by. Macro Dollar, what's going on? Yes, sir. Macro Dollar. I love that avatar, brother. I love that avatar. I love that avatar. Woo! I love that avatar. I love that bull. Oh, yeah. And we're going to talk about some capitalism. Yeah, we're going to talk about some capitalism, my brothers. We're going to do the doggone thing tonight. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, this is a BMI, Black Men's Independence, BME, Black Men's Empowerment, BMA, Black Men's Agency, and BMH, Black Men's Happiness Broadcast. What's up? 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 Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Good to see you, my man Martin Muhammad. Good to see you, Martin Muhammad. Woo! I could not shy away. I could not shy away from what's going on, brothers. Let me tell you something, guys. Let me tell you something, man. I tried to keep quiet. I wanted 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 to just keep my mouth shut and not say anything. I was just gonna go on about my business and watch all of the commentary that's going on all across the internet, on TikTok, on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, X, Snapchat, everything else. I was just gonna be quiet. I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just gonna keep my mouth shut. I struggled. I'm gonna be honest with you, brothers. I struggled. I said, man, you got to shut up, man. You can't. You you've been silent. You've been silent. You haven't been talking and everything out here. You haven't been out here on YouTube in a long time, and you know what it's like to be out here and what have you. You know what I mean? And I was like, just be quiet, just be quiet. But you know what, brothers? You know what? You know what? I can't be quiet. I can't be quiet. Y'all see the thumbnail? Y'all see the thumbnail? Y'all see the thumbnail? Jasmine Crockett, if you are watching this stream, if you happen to come across this broadcast, I just want to say to you that you won. You won. Hey, you won. Yeah, you're not a loser. Yeah, she's not a loser. And I'm gonna explain what I mean shortly, brothers. No, 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 no. The liberals, the white people, have been with this woman for a long, long time. This woman is 40-something years old. If I'm not mistaken, she is 44 years old. 44 years old. A member of Congress. She's still a member of Congress right now. Her term is going to expire in 2027. A member of Congress. And this woman, This woman who wants us to believe that she's a victim. She wants us to believe that she is the target of white supremacy and misogyny and misogynoir, and they don't like black women and all that kind of stuff. She wants us to believe that she is a loser, 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 loser. This woman made it to the age of 44. Look at her, look at her. She's a lawyer. This woman went to Rhodes College. This woman attended private schools. This woman is the product of a two-parent household. This woman has never suffered a real loss. If you really pay attention to her, she has never, ever, ever really suffered a real loss in her life. White people liked her. A lot of them, they still like her. White people, for a long time, they liked her, they supported her. She had no problems navigating American society. You know, the gynocrats, they like to tell you this story that they got all these burdens and they got all this oppression, they got all this stuff that's holding them back, all of them. She can be a professional. You can have this gynocrat, she is a professional. She can make $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year. She can own property. She can drive a nice car. In the case of Crockett, you know, you have all kind of security around you and all this kind of stuff. The white folks, the DNC invests in you. Throw money, millions, millions and millions and millions of dollars. You become known as a fundraiser for the DNC. Known as a fundraiser for the DNC. And you want me to believe that you are just shackled with all of this oppression. What's going on, Dr. L? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. 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 And you want me to believe that you have been this loser your entire life. You have not been a loser. I want to make this clear. I want y'all to hear me. Yeah. She went up against a white man. A white man, a state representative in Texas, James Tallarico. And she lost. He didn't blow her out. He didn't blow her out by millions and millions. He beat her by 100,000, 150,000, or whatever. He didn't blow her out the water. But she and her ilk want us to believe that somehow or another that there's some big boogie bear called patriarchy holding them back. And think about this. Stacey Abrams ran for the governorship of Georgia. She ran 2 times. Stacey Abrams, a Spelman graduate. Stacey Abrams, who earned a law degree at an Ivy League institution. She has a law degree from an Ivy League institution. And she ran for the governorship of Georgia not once, but twice. And got all kind of support from California to New York. All kinds of resources. Yeah, and she lost both times. Both times. But you can't convince me. You can't convince me that you are a loser. You can't convince me. You can't convince me that you have not benefited from your proximity to white people and to whiteness and all that kind of stuff. You know, no. White people employed you. White people saw value in you. White people have been instrumental to your elevation. And they took you somewhere. Now, there was a glass ceiling. There was a glass ceiling. What's going on? What's going on, Doc? Dr. Dunbar, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. They took you somewhere. There's a glass ceiling. Yeah, there's a glass ceiling when it comes down to the support of the whites, the liberal whites. There's a glass ceiling. But although there's a glass ceiling, you can't say that the liberal whites did not invest in you, because they invested in you, and they invested in you big time. They made sure that you were on every network. They made sure that you made your rounds on the important podcasts. They made sure that your face was everywhere. All this oppression. All this oppression. So no, she's not, in my eyes, she's won a long time. Here's the thing. I'm gonna say this before I get into the meat of this video. As the late David Carroll would say, before I get into the meat of this video, Jasmine Crockett was invested in. She comes from privilege, and she has been privileged, and she lives an extraordinarily privileged life. And she tried to mask all that privilege by imitating Keisha. She tried to shield it by pretending to be Keisha on Section 8. Yeah. She tried to hide it. I don't know what it is. Some people call it, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's a psychological thing, brother. It's a psychological thing. And people have written about this in terms of the bourgeoisie, some members of the bourgeoisie, some members of the middle class and the upper middle class who happen to be black. This has been written about. You understand? There was an anthropologist by the name of John Ogbu. He was an African guy who did this study on privileged middle class black kids many years ago. His name was John Ogbu. And he was the one who popularized the idea. He didn't come up with it, but he kind of popularized the dilemma that the upper middle class and the middle class black people have when it comes down to what they call, what people know as acting white. Acting white. And John Ogbu did a major study. A lot of conservatives cite his study and stuff like that. And he would look at these, he would follow these middle to upper middle class blacks that their parents were professionals and stuff like that. And they would not, these middle class blacks would go to these schools and what have you, and they might have been mixed. The schools were schools where you just had a diverse population. They were schools where they felt that they were under this pressure to quote unquote act black. Act black. Yeah, whatever that means. I don't know what that means, acting black. Yeah. But I would tell you this, they talked about acting white. What was acting white? And this is absurd, it's crazy. So if you speak standard English, if you do well in school, if you make A's, if you pass your test with flying colors, if you find yourself in accelerated classes, and you come from that middle class to upper middle class strata, and you're in a certain type of context, you have to deal with the perception that you are acting white. Acting white. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's a psychological thing. It's a psychological issue that the 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 black folks who are highly mobile socioeconomically, they have to deal with their children and stuff like that. It's about being authentic and everything like that. So I don't know. I don't know. It just seems like to me that she just waited. She waited until she became an adult. That is Jasmine Crockett. She waited until she became an adult to fight against the perception that she acts like a white person or behaves as such. She been to school with white people. She was schooled with she was schooled with the upper echelon of white society. The school with it. uh and her little act, it she put on that mask. Now she put on that minstrel face. And it got her currency. I ain't gonna lie. It got her somewhere now. I ain't gonna lie. It got her a lot of attention. Yeah, it did. But um it can only take you so far. It can only take you so far. It can only take you so far. Yeah, yeah. You want these bourgeois Negroes and you want to pretend and act like you're authentic and you're down and all that kind of stuff or what have you. And it's really not who you are. It can only take you so far. It has limitations. And what we have witnessed this week with her defeat in Texas as she sought to become a United States senator is a full-blown demonstration that it will only take you so far. But in addition to that, being an entertainer, being charismatic, being a flamethrower, not having the ability, or I would say this, I'm not going to say not having the ability, but not putting yourself out there as someone who can talk about policy, not putting yourself out there as someone who can do more than just stir up emotion. That has its limitations too. It has its limitations. You see, here's the thing, and I want y'all to look at the title. The title has to do with Jasmine Crockett, ADOS, FBA, and the future. So this video, my brothers, is not just about Jasmine Crockett, but this video, the larger context of this video is ADOS, FBA, and the future. That's what it is. That's what it is. Because I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to tell you guys straight up. Black politics in terms of the Democratic Party, at this point in time, and particularly since Barack Obama, but even before that. But we're gonna begin with Barack Obama. Black politics, the liberal black politics, up until this very moment, has been a politics of entertainment. Entertainment. That the black politician, it doesn't matter who the politician is, it doesn't matter who wants to become a politician, that in order to be successful, and this is what they have done with the aiding and abetting of the liberals, this is what they have done. They have created a model of politics that is based primarily on charisma and entertainment. That in order to enter into public office and to be elected as a black person, you can do this. It doesn't matter. You can run for the mayor of a city. You can run for a seat in the state government. You can run at any level. You can run as a congressperson. You can run at any level in politics. The only requirement is that you are an entertainer. That's all. That you can touch and you can play with people's, and let me add, manipulate the emotions of black people, to manipulate the emotions of black people and to entertain white people. That's why there is no difference between the politician right now. There's no difference between a black politician and a black entertainer. There is no difference between a black politician and a black comedian, a black politician and an actor who is black, a black politician and a singer who is black, a black politician who is a rapper who is black. There is no difference between them. And let me just add another layer to it. There is no difference between the politician and the black preacher, because the black preacher is the birthplace of it all, because the black preacher is the quintessential entertainer in black American culture. The black American preacher, the pulpit, the black Baptist preacher, the black Pentecostal preacher, the non-denominational black preacher, the Methodist preacher, the black preacher who's in the Catholic. It doesn't matter where the black preacher is. The black preacher is the model for entertainment, because that's what black preachers do. They entertain black people. My man Salty Balls is in the house. We love entertainment. This is just the fact. Black people love entertainment. It is unfortunate. It is unfortunate. It is a gift and a curse. The ability to entertain is a gift, and it is also a curse. It's a gift and it's a curse. It's a gift because it gets people, it gets their attention. It's a gift because it stirs people up. It's a gift because it is seductive. It is inviting. But it is a curse because too often the entertainment has no substance. Too often the entertainment has no depths. There are no layers to entertainment. It is shallow. It is superficial. It is nothing but fluff. That's entertainment, black entertainment. Unfortunately, that's the curse of black entertainment. It is fluff, no substance, it's shallow. And what happens is that lack of substance, the shallowness of Black entertainment, which begins in the church, it carries over into other areas, especially politics. Especially politics. And this is why Black politicians don't do anything. The vast majority of them. The vast majority of them. It doesn't matter where they are, and I'm talking about at the state level and at the federal level. The vast majority of them. Because the entertainment doesn't require you to do anything. You don't have to know anything about policy. You don't have to forward policy. You don't have to know anything about domestic policy. You don't have to produce in terms of domestic policy. You don't have to produce in terms of foreign policy. You don't have to know anything about foreign policy. AB Media, it's a minstrel show. It's a minstrel show, man. Y'all get the likes up. Y'all get the likes up. Y'all get the likes up. It's Thursday night. I have not been out here in a long time. I have not been out here. I miss you guys. I'm glad that all you guys are here. I am glad that all you guys are here. And as I said earlier, and this is for you guys who are just coming in, I worked hard. I tried not to come out here. I was like, no, don't talk about this. Don't talk about this. Don't talk about this. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it for the internet. That's what I was saying to myself. I was wrestling. I had an internal wrestling match within myself. No, man, I'm not going to come out here. I'm not going to come out here. I've been very conservative with my use of YouTube, social media, entertainment. Black politics is entertainment. Cori Bush. You got two politicians, Cori Bush. Cori Bush out of St. Louis, Missouri. And you've got Jamal Bowman out of New York City. Jamal Bowman. And I believe Jamal Bowman, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he's out of the Bronx. He is out of the Bronx, New York. They entered into Congress after 2020. They entered into Congress during that time. Black Lives Matter, George Floyd, all that kind of stuff. That's when they entered into Congress. They entered into Congress. They pursued congressional seats during that time. Bowman was a school teacher. Cori Bush, she was an activist. Went into Congress. Personable people, likable people, but they don't know anything about politics. When you hear them talk, when you hear Cori Bush talk, when you hear Jamal Bowman talking, you can go back and you can dig them up. And you can look at them, you can look at interviews of both of them when journalists are talking to them or what have you. They don't know anything about policy. They don't do anything to push policy. They're rhetorical people. These are people who are good at talking. They're just talkers. And Black people are good at talking. That's the gift. That's the gift that we have as Black people. Black people have, Black Americans in particular. We're talking about ADOS. We're talking about FBA. Black people, ADOS, FBA, we have the gift of gab. Everybody knows we have the gift of gab. We are the ones who invented rap. We invented rap because we have the gift of gab. We invented scat. Our language is all over the world. We are masters at language, at creativity. That's Black people. Black people have the gift of gab. We take the English language and we turn the English language on its head. That is the gift of Black people. Shout out to W.E.B. Du Bois. Shout out to W.E.B. Du Bois. We know how to talk. And white people know we know how to talk. White liberals know that we know how to talk. White conservatives, they know that we know how to talk. We have the gift of gab, and we bring charisma with the gift of gab. Rhetoric. It's called rhetoric, and it goes back to the church. It goes back to the preacher, the Black preacher. It all goes back to the Black preacher. But the problem is that unfortunately, all that talking doesn't come with study. It doesn't come with study. It doesn't come with disciplined study. It doesn't come with reading. It doesn't come with boring activity. It doesn't come with it. You see? Reading is an activity when you're by yourself. Reading is a disciplined activity. Studying is a disciplined activity. You see, the Republicans are winning right now. Yeah, you're right. That's right. Big discussions. You know what I'm talking about. Dr. Dunbar, you understand what I'm talking about? The gift of gab. Chap, 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 chap. Dyson is a wordsmith. He's a wordsmith. Dyson is just, he has amazing, I give it to him. Dyson has amazing rhetorical gifts. Preacher. He don't read anything. Let me tell you something about the right. So the right, yeah, the right-wing people right now who run this country, J.D. Vance, I'm going to give you an example. J.D. Vance is a policy guy. J.D. Vance, he's a policy person. J.D. Vance was a senator before he became a vice president. He was a senator. Donald Trump chose J.D. Vance in part because J.D. Vance is a guy who knows policy. The Secretary of State, Mark Rubio, who's been a senator for a very, very long time in Florida. Mark Rubio is Secretary of State right now because he knows policy. They know policy. Did you see what happened to AOC? Did y'all see what happened to AOC? I'm going to give you an example. And she's not Black. AOC, y'all know AOC from New York. Y'all know AOC from New York, from the Bronx and what have you. AOC was just embarrassed. AOC was embarrassed. AOC embarrassed herself in front of the world. So much so that her prospects, if she has any inkling to pursue the United States presidency, what happened with AOC in Munich 2 weeks ago ruins her prospect of becoming a serious contender for the American presidency. And the problem that AOC has is the problem that the Black politician right now, including Jasmine Crockett, has. You can't do policy. You can't talk substantively about real things. You can't read the room. There was no way for Jasmine Crockett to win. There was no way for Jasmine Crockett to win in Texas, in Texas, with a commitment to open borders. Open borders. There was no way for her, Jasmine Crockett, to win Texas. Y'all get the likes up, man. I'm BMI 3000, Cash App $ BMI 3000, Cash App $ BMI 3000. There was no way for Jasmine Crockett to win in Texas with the belief in open borders. Texas is not an open border state. Texas is right next to Mexico. How do you expect to be successful in Texas if you are calling for the abolition of ICE? How are you going to do that? It makes absolutely no sense. Y'all get the likes up. But I'm not going to belabor this point too much. The problem with the black politician is too much emotion, too much charisma. They don't have to know anything. They don't have to give you anything. They don't have to deliver. And right now, that kind of politics has run its course. It's run its course. It's run its course. With Jasmine Crockett losing this position right now, not being able to advance, to November to contend with the person on the other side, the Republican on the other side. It has ended. This type of charismatic, emotion-driven, psychologically manipulative politics coming from black politicians, it has finally run its course. It has finally run its course. And I'm here to say to you, brothers in this space, I am glad, I am happy, I am excited, I am elated. I'm glad that it is over. It's over. It's over. This is the end. This is the end of the black politician who can only offer you charisma and emotion and entertainment and theatrics. This is the end right here. No more charisma by itself. No more psychological, emotional manipulation by itself. No more theatrics by itself. It is over. It is finished. This model of the black politician is, with Jasmine Crockett, officially dead. It is officially dead. And I'm happy. And I'm saying, thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Praise God. Praise Allah. Praise Buddha. Praise Confucius. Praise all of the ancestors. Praise Shogun. Olodumare. All of the African deities. Shango. Everything. It is done. It's behind us. Now, let's go deeper. Let's go deeper. Let's go deeper. Let's go deeper, brothers. We got to go deeper. Man, y'all get the likes up, man. Y'all get the likes up. Y'all get the likes up. Cash App $ BMI 3000. Cash App $ 3MI B 3000. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Crockett was only able to get a majority of black people to vote for her. Crockett. She was only able to get a majority of black people to vote for her. Black people in Texas, and they came out for her, and we can include the black men and black women, over 80%. She got the votes. But Crockett was unable to get the majority of white people to vote for her. She was unable. In comparison to Tallarico, Jasmine Crockett was not able to get the Latino vote. Let me say this again. Jasmine Crockett was unable to get large numbers of white people to vote for her, and she was unable to get large numbers of Latino people voting for her. And she was in a primary where she was competing with another Democrat. She wasn't competing with a Republican. She was competing with another Democrat, James Tallarico, and Tallarico was able to get white people. He was able to get Latino or Hispanic people to vote for him. And this is the same Jasmine Crockett who has been gung-ho. Jasmine Crockett she took on the entire liberal agenda. Jasmine Crockett took on the entire liberal agenda. What do I mean? Jasmine Crockett took on climate change. She took on LGBTQ issues. She took on reproductive rights, all the abortion stuff. She took on all of that. She took on open borders. She took on all of the standard issues that you find under the liberal banner, under the Democrat banner, all of that. Everything except black people. Everything. She took on everything except black people. She did not go against Israel. She's a supporter of Israel. She supports Israel. Yeah, she's a big supporter of Israel. She took on the whole platform of the Democratic Party. She didn't say anything about reparations. Nothing about reparations. She's never said anything about reparations. She's never talked about real specific issues that pertain to black populations. She's never really talked about that. She's never talked about the black working class, the black American working class. The black American working class was basically thrown under the bus. You throw the black American working class under the bus for the purposes of unfettered immigration, open borders. Because she said that black people don't want to pick cotton no more. He said black people don't pick cotton no more. That black people don't work in fields. That black people don't work in service industries. That black people don't work in lower income jobs, making 10, 12, $13 an hour, was $15 an hour, $18 an hour, $20 an hour. That black people don't, they're not in those industries. They're not working. That black people are not working in the death professions. So she just threw the entire working class population of black people just under the bus. Like, you know, just forget the fact that you got black folks who are working at the Waffle House. You got black people who are working at the International House of Pancakes. You got black people who are working in chicken plants, chicken factories, and what have you in Mississippi, Louisiana, in North Carolina. You got black people who work in all sorts of back-breaking industries, or at least to attempt to work in breaking industries, and many of them cannot get into those back-breaking industries because illegals or the undocumented people have privileges over them. So this idea, they have this idea floating around. There's a whole bunch of black women crashing out. Did y'all see the black women crashing out? Y'all been watching the videos? Have y'all been watching the videos of all the black women who are crashing out over Jasmine Crockett right now? They crashing out. Why are they crashing out? Why are they crashing out? She didn't talk about the truckers. She didn't talk about the truckers, the truck drivers. She didn't talk about the folks who pave roads, who clear roads. She ain't talk about them. Why is she crashing out? Why are they crashing? Why are they crashing out? You tell me, why are they crashing out? The ones who are crashing out, the black women who are crashing out, are the black women who are just like her, who have college degrees, who work in professional areas, who work in office spaces, who work in places where there's air conditioning, okay? Who sit in front of computers. Them the ones who are crashing out right there for Jasmine Crockett. The blue collar people were not a part of her worldview. The blue collar people were just not there. And now that brings us to the majority. That brings us to the black majority, That brings us to ADOS, American descendants of slaves. That brings us to FBA, Foundational Black America. ADOS, FBA, ADOS, FBA. And ADOS, FBA represent the black majority. The black majority. What do I mean by that, brothers? That the voices that you hear from ADOS and FBA are mostly, but not exclusively, black people who are connected to, in touch with, and a part of the working class. The working class that has been here for generations. For generations. The people who have been ignored, they have been ignored by the Democratic Party. They've been ignored. That's your ADOS. That's your FBA. That's me. That's me. I come from everything that creates ADOS. I come from everything that has created FBA. I come from all of that. That is me. And see, and here's the thing, the ADOS people and FBA people are not surprised. They're not surprised at Jasmine Crockett's loss. ADOS, FBA, if you ADOS, if you FBA, if you affirm those monikers, you're not surprised by Jasmine Crockett's loss. You're not surprised. ADOS, FBA, we predicted it. We saw it. We tried to warn these people. We tried to warn them. Jasmine Crockett was out here. Jasmine Crockett was out here advocating for everybody except the black majority. Just, you were out here advocating for every demographic in America other than the black American demographic. So you out here talking about people who are not American citizens, people who are not even born, people who are not born in the United States, people who have not played by the rules. Think about this. You are advocating for people who have not played by the rules. They come here and they try to get around the rules of the United States in terms of immigration. They don't want to pay dues. They have not paid any dues. You are fighting for people who have not paid any dues. That's Jasmine Crockett. I say, black Americans have been here for over 400 years. Black Americans have paid dues to be here in the United States. This is why black Americans can make claims on the United States. No, we make a claim on the United States because we paid our dues. We don't have anything to prove. I say, people who were not born here, who don't come here through the proper channels, these people have dues to pay. They got to pay dues. The 14th Amendment does not apply to them. The 14th Amendment. Y'all get the likes up. Y'all get the likes up. This is the BMI broadcast. I am BMI 3000 Reloaded. BMI 3000 Reloaded. What has happened with Jasmine Crockett in this election has only bolstered, it has only substantiated, it has only validated the perspectives of those who classify themselves as FBA and ADOS. It's only done that. That's what it's done. This person went out there. This person, Crockett, you see, it was okay at the level of just being a congressperson. She was okay. She was okay just at the level of a congressperson doing whatever she was doing. But once she upped the ante, once she upped the ante and pursued that Senate seat, that changed the game. Being a member of Congress is not the same thing as being a part of the United States Senate. It ain't the same thing. And we know that. You all know that. It's very basic. Being a congressperson is not the same thing as being a United States senator. It's not the same thing. It is not the same thing. You're playing when you pursue the position of a United States senator, you are playing a completely different game beyond Congress. It's a completely different game. And once she decided to enter into that game, that's when the walls came tumbling down. Tumbling down. Yeah. She's useful. She was useful to the Democratic establishment as a congressperson doing what she was doing. But aspiring towards the U.S. Senate, different ball game. Different ball game. And when she raised the stakes, basically, they took off their gloves and showed her who they really are. It didn't matter that she championed everything that they represent. It didn't matter that she talked about open borders. It didn't matter that she was on the climate change thing. It didn't matter. Reproductive rights, all that stuff, it doesn't matter. Because right now, no. Right now, they're desperate. In particular, right now, they are desperate. They are desperate. That Democratic Party is desperate. They're desperate. They're desperate. They're desperate. They want to win. And they can't win with her. And they can't win with everything that she represents. They just can't win. They can't win. But the point is, I want to say this, I'm not going to be out here forever. The point is that her race has exposed so much. It has exposed so much. It has exposed so much. I want to give a shout out to Latino people, the Latinos, the Hispanics, the Latinos, yeah, for exposing the myth. The Latinos, they don't play. They expose the myth of black and brown solidarity. Ain't no black and brown solidarity. There's no such thing as black and brown solidarity. The Latinos have their own interests. The Latinos don't see themselves as colleagues, as comrades in arms with black Americans. That is just the way it is. The Latinos don't see themselves in our struggle. They don't see themselves as people who need us. They don't see themselves that way. And there are other people who feel the same way. The Asians are like that. The Chinese are like that. The South Asians are like that. The Indians are like that. They don't see themselves in our struggles. They don't want to be like us. They want our swag. They want our swag. They want our influence. They want our energy. But that's about it. That's about it. You're absolutely right. They come here to take. I've been telling people, these people don't come here to fight white people. These immigrants, and we can start with the Latino immigrants, and we can move from Latino immigrants to Hispanic immigrants, whatever you want to call them. We can we can start with them and move to other people, including the Africans and the Caribbeans. They don't come here to fight white people. They don't come here to become advocates and champions of social justice. And that's the problem that the liberal black Democrat politician and voter doesn't understand. These people don't come here to make America a more democratic society on racial lines. That's not why they come here. They come here to get money. They come here to get paid. They come here for opportunistic reasons. They are not here. They're not here to advance any type of idealistic social justice program. That's not why they come here. But the Democratic Party, they want us to believe that somehow or another that's why they come here. And that their coming here has something to do with the expansion of social justice. It has absolutely nothing to do with social justice. The Venezuelans who come here has nothing to do with social justice. The Colombians, the Cubans, the folks from Ecuador and Panama, whatever you want to name it, hell, the Caribbean, the Jamaicans, all the Africans, all 54 countries in Africa, they don't come here. These people don't come here to advance social justice. They come here to get money, to get paid. That's why they come here. To make money. Opportunistically. And to use us opportunistically. And to get closer, and to get, more importantly, to get closer to white people and white power. They wanted to get close to white people and white power. Why you think so many of them voted for Trump? Why do you think so many of them voted for Trump? They're mercenaries in terms of politics. The Democrats think that they have some loyalty to them. The Democrats think that they have some loyalty. They're not loyal. The Latinos will vote for whoever they believe is going to get them closer to white power and money. It ain't got nothing to do with principle. It has nothing to do with no uh, uh, elevated notions of social justice. They will vote for whoever is going to get them where they want to be. In all honesty, I can't say I blame them. I don't blame them. That's smart. That's smart. That's not dumb. That's smart. That's voting. When you do that, you are voting. You are voting according to your interests. You're not voting out of principles, some type of deep morality. You're voting out of interest. Y'all get the likes up, man. Y'all get the likes up. But here's the point. Here's the thing. After this election with Crockett, everything has changed now. Everything has changed. We're going to see some major changes in the coming months. We're going to see some major changes, particularly in 2026. The Black Democrats are going to take some major blows. The Black Democrats, they're going to take some major, major blows. And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. And I say it's not a bad thing because the kind of politics that the black folks have been doing, the Black liberal Democrats have been doing, is just ineffective politics. They need to go back to the drawing board, all of them. So I don't know what Crockett is going to do in the future, but I do know one thing. She got to go back to the drawing board. She got to start all over again. She has to scrap her entire model. If she wants to come back into politics, she got to start all over again. And what's true for Jasmine Crockett is true for all these jokers who gonna be flushed out. And that's what I predict. I predict that you're gonna see a lot of these people who are just like her, they're gonna get flushed out. They're gonna get flushed out of the political system. They're going to lose political power. And they're gonna blame it on white supremacy and racism and misogyny and all that kind of stuff like that. But no, their losses will be because they didn't read the room, because they refused to change with the times as the tea leaves change. That's it. They refuse to change. What's going on, brothers? Y'all holler at me, man. I have not been out here in a long time. I haven't been out here in a long time, guys. Good to see all you guys. I think that the future is bright. ADOS, FBA. Here's the thing. The Democratic Party has made it clear. The Democratic Party has made it clear that Black Americans are not a priority. With Trump being in office, with Donald Trump being in office right now, the Democratic Party has made it clear that the priority is not Black Americans. That's not the priority. The priority is the immigrant population. The priority is the immigrant population, those who are here legally, and those who are not here legally, or those who are not legal, rather. That's their priority. There are more immigrants in this country than there are Black Americans. There are more of them. We are outnumbered. Black Americans are outnumbered by Latinos. Latinos by themselves, all of them, regardless of where they come from, especially Latin America, whatever, Venezuela, Honduras, Chile, Panama, Cuba, Colombia, Puerto Rico, it doesn't matter. Well, Puerto Rico is a part of the U.S., but you understand what I'm saying. Mexico, Mexico, Mexico. All those people outnumber us right now. They outnumber the Black American population. Spanish speakers in the United States outnumber Black Americans right now. And they are the priority of this Democratic Party. And the Black politicians have yet to fully reckon with that fact and what it means for the future. But I think that the future is bright for ADOS. I think the future is bright for FBA. The future is bright. The future is very bright. Yeah. And the reason why I say that is because if FBA ADOS really wants to be, it can be, we can be an independent, powerful force that is not owned by anybody. Not owned by anybody. This is the time for Black Americans to become politically sophisticated. This is the time right now to become the most sophisticated generation of Black people that's ever existed. Right now. Sophistication. Because it's clear, we know where we stand. The Black American ADOS FBA, we know where we stand. Like Jasmine Crockett, she was crying. Did y'all see her crying on them videos? Because she didn't have that clarity. Jasmine Crockett was living in a land of delusion. Jasmine Crockett was living in La La Land. Jasmine Crockett was living in a Disney World fantasy. Jasmine Crockett was in a Pixar movie, okay? All by herself, as the princess, as the queen. She was just living in this little fairy tale world. And she thought that this little fairy tale world was real and that it would it would never end. But her own party has shown her that she was living in a world of illusions, fantasy. And this has been this is devastating. This is devastating. It was devastating for her and devastating for all the crash outs, all the people who identify and live vicariously through her. All the illusions are gone. The veil has been lifted. The veil has been lifted. The illusions are gone. And that's a beautiful thing. This is it. This is it. I'm in North Carolina. And Yvette Carnell. So today is March 5th, 2026. Yvette Carnell did a broadcast last night, and it was a great broadcast. Yvette Carnell did a great broadcast last night. If y'all have not seen Yvette Carnell's most recent stream, oh my God, she was going off. She was going off, particularly on what's going on here in my state in North Carolina. What's going on here? So there is a woman, her name is Carla Cunningham. There's a black woman. Carla Cunningham is out of Charlotte. Charlotte is like an hour away from where I live. I'm very familiar with the area. And Carla Cunningham, she's a black Democrat. Black Democrat. And she's a state representative out of Mecklenburg County in Charlotte, North Carolina. And Carla Cunningham, several months ago, she made her Democrat colleagues very upset when she voted. There was something going on in the state. The governor here, his name is Josh Stein. He's a Democrat. We have a Democratic governor. His name is Josh Stein. And Josh Stein had put forward this piece of legislation pertaining to ICE and local policing and sheriffs and all this kind of stuff. He is a pro-immigration person. He's an open borders person. That's who Josh Stein is here in North Carolina. But at any rate, she voted against his legislation. She voted with Republicans. So you had a black woman in North Carolina, Carla Cunningham. She voted with Republicans against a piece of legislation that would basically put restrictions on ICE and immigration enforcement and stuff like that. And Carla Cunningham, when she voted against this legislation, she spoke on the state floor in the North Carolina Assembly, and she gave her rationale for her vote and her opposition to the governor's policy. And she started talking about ADOS, Carla Cunningham. And basically what she was like, we need to be concerned about the citizens. Our priorities should be with American citizens, those who were born and raised here. And she began talking about ADOS. And she talked specifically about Black Americans. And she refused to prioritize. The thing about Carla Cunningham, she refused to prioritize people who were here illegally, or what they call undocumented people. She refused to prioritize them over people who she represents, mostly ADOS. Basically, she's not a radical liberal when it comes down to immigration. She's not a radical liberal. She's not an open borders person. This is a black woman in North Carolina. Her name is Carla Cunningham. Carla Cunningham, she is not an open borders person. She's a black Democrat in Charlotte, North Carolina. She was the only person who sided with Republicans. And because she sided with Republicans, the Democratic Party here in North Carolina went against her. They fought her. And she was up for re-election during this season. And her party put up somebody against her. Another black person, a black preacher, a black minister. And he was funded. He ran against her. She lost her seat. She's held this seat. She's held this seat for maybe almost close to 15 years. She's held it for quite some time. She held the seat for a long time. She just lost her seat. And the reason why she lost her seat is because she opposed all the open border stuff. This is a black woman. This is a black woman. She's a very courageous woman. She never backed down. I'm going to tell you this woman, she never backed down from her position. This is a black woman who did not back down. She refused to support the open borders policy of the governor of North Carolina. And she went against her party. And it wasn't the first time that she had to win against the party and vote against the party, but they got tired of her because she was independent. Basically, she was a person, she's a registered Democrat who thinks independently, and they don't like that. They don't like a black person who thinks for themselves. So this is a black woman who thinks for herself. And in this era and in this context, she did not support open border stuff. And they made it their mission, the Democratic Party in North Carolina, to get her up out of there. Right here in North Carolina, where I live, Yvette Carnell talked about her last night. This woman, and she's a hero. She got some guts. This lady is a brave soul. She I mean, you don't see too many black women politicians like her. Her name is Carla Cunningham. Y'all can Google her. Mecklenburg, North Carolina. Ain't too many black female politicians like her. I'm gonna tell y'all that straight up. And she talked about ADOS. She was in the North Carolina Assembly, and she says, I am ADOS. And this stuff does not benefit ADOS people. That's what she said. And they got a black man, a black preacher to run against her. And they got a whole bunch of other black liberal Democrats to pile up on her. And they got her up out of there. Yvette Carnell talked about her last night. And Yvette Carnell went hard in the paint on the black preachers. Oh my God, Yvette Carnell went hard in the paint on the black ministers. And I was right. I was there for it. Everything that she said. You go back and look at Yvette Carnell, everything that she says, and her video is titled "The Limits of Prophetic Politics." That's the title of her video, her most recent video. The limits of prophetic politics. Everything that she says about this black preacher and politics is correct. I agree with her. We got to get beyond them too. We got to get beyond them. I told you that black preacher, we got to get beyond them. Anyway, I'm going to, I am dropping a link right here. I need to know who you are. If you want to come up, you want to chime in, I'm not going to stay here too long. I support. I'm down with ADOS and FBA. I don't care about all the tribalistic stuff we got going on. I'm a black American. And I'm a citizen of the world. Y'all know I travel. I travel. Y'all know I travel, right? Y'all know I travel. They can't call me xenophobe. They can't call me xenophobic. They can't call me xenophobic. I've been in and out of the African continent so many times that I can't even. I've lost track of how many times I've been in and out of Africa since 2022. If you want to chime in, you can chime in. I'm not going to be here too long, but the link is right there. If you have something to say about this situation with Jasmine Crockett, ADOS, FBA, I need to know who you are. I don't need any trolls. I need to see an avatar. I gotta be able to see something. I am the mad professor. I haven't seen you guys in a long time, man. I'm so glad that you guys were here tonight. And I'm going to repeat what I said when I started the broadcast is I wasn't going to come out here. I wasn't going to come out here, man. I was just going to chill. But I had to say something about Jasmine Crockett. I had to talk about Jasmine Crockett and what Jasmine Crockett means and ADOS and all that kind of stuff. All the Crockett fans, they're crashing out right now. They're crashing out. They're crashing out. They're crashing out right now. And that's telling. It says a lot when you have all these crash outs. They were living vicariously through her. Living vicariously. They did not anticipate, they couldn't even imagine that she would lose. For whatever reason, they couldn't even imagine her losing. Although Kamala Harris lost to Trump, they couldn't imagine that she would lose to a white man herself. Stacey Abrams lost to a white man. Stacey Abrams, she lost to a white man. They couldn't imagine that she would lose. It's my brother. Tim Harden.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, brother, man. How are you, man? Good to see you, man. It's been a long time, brother.
It's been a long time, and I'm always and forever gonna be a Dr. Ron Neal fan, man. It's good to
Man,
see you.
I appreciate you, man. You one of my day ones, man. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir. No doubt. But man, I've been waiting all day to comment. Comment. I don't know if you remember. I live in the DFW area.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
Oh my God. Yeah.
yeah, I'm a suburbanite. I'm back over in close to Fort Worth, but my parents are in Dallas, and just so happens she's the representative for the greater South Dallas
Man,
area.
talk to us, man. Talk to us, man. Give us the inside scoop, brother. Come on. I got Passport OG in the house. We're gonna give him a minute, man. Good to see you, my brother.
What's going on, Doc?
Good to see you, man. But
Passport OG. I'm also a big fan of yours and a subscriber.
Oh, well, boy, thank you, sir. I want to hear you talk about your representative.
Tim,
Yeah,
give it to us, brother. Give it to us.
Dr. Neal, I knew it was a wrap Saturday night. I
Mm,
was you and I talked over the years.
mm-hmm,
We have a lot of similarities, and
mm-hmm,
I take
mm-hmm.
care of my mom, so I'm coming
Yeah,
back on this side of town.
yeah.
Excuse me, and I see the big bus going
Mm-hmm,
down the main uh main strip, Jasmine Crockett for
mm-hmm,
Congress.
mm-hmm.
About an hour or so, I get home, man. She's Facebook Live
Mm-hmm.
in well, just like in your part of
Mm-hmm.
part of the deep south, we all have those hole in the walls
Yeah, there we
type.
go. There we go. There we go.
She thought it was prudent, Dr.
Uh-huh.
Ned, to
Yeah.
pull out,
Uh-huh.
and then the idea of um, you know, getting with your constituents is not, wasn't the problem.
Mm-hmm.
But Miss Crockett was filmed in the place is called the Cliff Club.
The Cliff
It's
Club.
probably the most it's the most infamous one in
Is that
in
right?
Dallas. Yeah, probably one of this. I mean, it's holding. If you look, if there's a list of top hole in the walls in the world, it's it.
I
But that
got my
wasn't.
last $2.
Yeah, that was my last $2. I just can't lose.
I just can't lose.
But she
Mm-hmm.
uh was on Facebook Live,
Mm-hmm.
and I am not making this up.
Mm-hmm.
Twerking in the
Twerking
club, in the
in the
Cliff
club.
Club.
Oh,
In the
come
club.
on,
Oh my.
come on.
It's on. It's on you. I'm pretty sure it's on Cliff Club Bar and Grill. And I knew then. I told my mom. I was like, well, you ain't even got to go up to the little elementary school to cast your vote. It's a wrap. Uh, and then all of this, her people have talked about today. They were uh, can't remember who was earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know if it did. Passport OG, did you talk about her earlier today, or was it? She's most everybody's
I,
done a reaction to it,
I
and
did talk about her earlier
yeah,
today. I did.
and but everybody was kind of like, you know what, we're kind of done with the whole sister girl act, and it was nothing substantive about. I mean, here's the crazy part about it. Her largest constituency is the black people in with South Oak Cliff. People are from
Mm-hmm.
Texas. People from Texas, and particularly Dallas. We
Mm-hmm.
know about South Oak Cliff.
Mm-hmm.
You probably have heard of Royce West and
Mm-hmm.
uh, those guys. That's this part of town. That's the old uh, Democratic Guard,
Okay.
and so she's
Okay.
in this area, and I'm like,
Okay.
that's the best you could. You thought that was a good idea. Like I said, it's in the neighborhood. I could see you stopping by, you know, doing what politicians do, kiss the baby, take some pictures.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
no, she's out. And somebody else filmed her. Telling us, because I'm originally from Oak Cliff too.
Okay.
All you Oak Cliff jokers, you know, need to get your ish together
Yeah.
and get aid to the poll. I'm like, okay, that don't work no more. We not gonna be talked down to, pandered,
Mm-mm.
uh,
Mm-mm.
particularly as you know, and I know we all here are advocates for black men's interests in particular. You know, maybe
So
black.
Tim, you wasn't surprised. You wasn't surprised.
Oh no, not at all. I wasn't surprised. With the whole gerrymandering,
Mm-hmm.
what they did was, and there's a gentleman, actually, he's from Dallas. He's an attorney, and Dr. Neal, he's also a
A
Baptist
preacher.
preacher.
A preacher.
Yeah, I can't think of his name right off the top of my head, but he
Mm-hmm.
explained in the details how did they split up. And if you've ever been to the DFW area, man, this is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas, Fort Worth, man, we
Mm-hmm.
borders probably stretch up to Oklahoma nearly. And of course, there's several counties,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, for her uh, constituents, she still could have
Mm-hmm.
done well, or at least gotten by. Because I mean,
Mm-hmm.
she's the rep, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, nobody's impressed. I was turned off. Let's just put it bluntly.
From what I can
With
see, there
those
were
antics.
a lot of black folks who did not come out.
No, a
Yeah.
lot of people did not come out. Yeah, you were just kind of like, okay, no,
If I'm not mistaken, only 20% came out.
yes,
Something on the order.
yes, something on that order. And you have to think in just this part of Dallas, there's a little more than 1 million of us, I believe, or
Okay.
maybe a little just under. So you know,
Okay.
that's not nothing to sneeze at.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and you would think she'd have gotten with some political analyst or someone or anybody to say, okay, you know, we know what our our governor has done. They uh, did the whole gerrymandering thing, so some
Well,
of
that's
them.
Hold on, AB. Yeah, well, she's a star. You know, in her mind, she's a
And
star and a superstar and all that kind of stuff, the diva and everything like that. So she don't need nobody. She got the code of personality in her mind.
well, what did Martin say back during the Martin? Somebody done told you wrong.
Oh yeah, heard that a few
Hold
Somebody
on.
times.
done told you wrong, man. So yeah, I wasn't.
Hold
I've never.
on, AB. Go finish Tim, and then I want passport because passport came up. I want
Yeah,
passport chat.
I want to give your esteemed panel some more time because you and I get to talking because every time I get on,
Oh
we get.
man, yeah, man, yeah.
But
What's up?
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
go ahead.
yeah, she's really in that boule, quote unquote boule crowd with them
Mm-hmm.
Roland Martins and
Mm-hmm.
et cetera. And Dr. Neal, you probably know this name, uh, not Ralph West,
Freddie Haynes.
Freddie Haynes. Yeah,
Freddie
and
Haynes. That's it. Yeah.
Freddie Haynes has thrown his hat, and so she's in that kind of
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
stratosphere, and you know, but
Mm-hmm.
she hadn't, you know, she hadn't done anything uh for Black Dallas.
No,
So
nobody
this,
wants it.
this
I mean,
nobody
that's why
knows,
I say it's
and
the end.
they,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. And when I was listening to you, I was trying to get a bite to eat, and I was like, man, that hits the nail on the head. We just tired of it. It has run its course. The
It's end.
Yeah, I
That is
passed it
it.
on to. I'm gonna pass it on to Passport OG, man. Good
Oh,
to
gee,
be on the panel with you.
man, you always, man. Always good to see you, my brother. Passport, what's going on, man?
Salute, Doc. Salute to the panel. So,
And I saw your video too, man. You did doggone thing, man. I saw it. Yeah.
well,
Excellent,
so
excellent as always.
I have a black senator, right? My
Mm-hmm.
senator's black.
Mm-hmm.
And Raphael Warnock did not run a campaign anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like he ran a campaign like, I am the pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church. I want to represent Georgia. And he reached out to rural white Georgians. Like he wasn't sister girl or whatever the reverse of that would be. Why would she run that? Who told her that could win? Like, when I heard Dr. Is it Rami Funke academic almost said it's an act. Like,
it's an act, yeah.
I mean, she knew the kids she went to private school with would not vote for a sister girl. So why would she do that? Like, someone, was she paid to do it? Texas? Are you serious?
Texas, yeah. You know what I mean? It's interesting. I saw the Republican brother. What's the Republican guy? The black man. What's his name? No, he in Texas. He's running. He ran in the primary.
Oh, okay.
I can't call his name.
The military guy. He's the military guy.
Yeah.
West Point dude and everything like that. And he's
been around for a while.
He's been around, and he always talks about that. I represent white people, that kind of stuff. And Wesley Clark or something like that. I think that's his name. It's Wesley something. And when you see this guy, he's in the suits. You know what I mean? He got the 3-piece on and stuff like that. You know what I mean? He talks about, his brothers and sisters, all of them, they're high achievers. He comes from a high achieving family, and he's just himself. You know what I mean? And people call him Uncle Tom and everything, but he made it to Congress. I mean, this guy has been very successful in what he's done. You know what I mean? And so he's not, he ain't trying to, to pander and everything like that. And, and of course, like I said, they think that, a guy like that is whitewashed. But I've heard him talk. I put it like this, man. If I was in Texas, I lived in Texas, I'd vote for a guy like that, even though he can't win. You know what I mean? But the point is that, you want solid representation. You know what I mean? And somebody who's going to, be able to move things. You know what I'm saying? I think and I think he's gonna come back. He didn't go too far this time around. I think he'll come back and try again, later on or what have you. And he's a young guy, so he's got time in front of him. You know what I mean? But Crockett is just, I almost want to say it, and it would be a compliment for me to say she's an enigma. She's an enigma. You know what I'm saying? But she played to the lowest, common denominator, and I always saw her as a diva, full of herself. You know what I mean? And that's why I say she was privileged. You know what I'm saying? White people have boosted her, man. White people have been behind her since day one. You know what I mean? And she has it. It's like Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris's first loss in life was at being vice president and trying to become president. That was their first loss. She was in California. She had no real competition and what have you. And white people, she basically, you can say she was kind of chosen, and she had an easy way, went through Willie Brown and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And it's like, you got these people, they want to talk about all this oppression and patriarchy and all that kind of stuff. But look at how far they got. It's crazy. Passport.
Well, but Doc, even with Kamala Harris, she did a little bit of ski weeting and a little bit of stomping with the AKs. She did not do the sister girl thing. Like, she knew better than that. Like, who put her up to this? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, the beach blonde, built, bad body. Like, come on, man. Nobody talks like that in the Senate. Come on. You don't act like you want to be a United States senator. You are a diplomat. You are getting daily briefings on military stuff going on. You can't be acting like that. So
No.
I want to know who put her up to it, because when you see the black women freaking out, that's almost like them saying, "Sister girl, you're seen," and they're like, "Oh, America rejected us." Like, nobody's voting for that. They know
Nobody.
that.
And I'm gonna tell you, you know what the sad thing is that you have black women. There are black women, and this is the problem with the black female politician, and even just black female politics. You have, and I've heard some black women talk critically of her on the sly. They won't say it too loudly or what have you. You know what I'm saying? And I saw there's a woman named Brianna Joy Gray. I think that's what her name is. And
Yes.
yeah, so Brianna, I saw her doing a stream with another black woman who's a scholar who does like radical black politics, stuff like that. And they had a very interesting exchange about Jasmine Crockett, and they kind of suggested that if she doesn't, and I saw this, leading up into this current election, and they were like, if she loses, this is going to be a major blow to the black female politician. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the only time that I saw two black women, and both of them are on the left. I put it like that. That's what makes them different, because both of them are really on the left, right?
Mhm.
And but apart from that, you don't have other women checking her. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what the thing about. When we talk about this, we talk about marriage and dating, and these women, they know they be in the wrong, right? Other women, they don't correct, they don't check, they don't pull jokers to the side and say, listen, you need to slow down, this ain't working or whatever, you know what I'm saying? They will sit back and they would just go ahead and applaud it and applaud it and applaud it and applaud it and defend it. You know what I'm saying? It's like defending, the most egregious and extreme behaviors of a black woman, and you doing it because she's a black woman. You understand what I'm saying? And that's their downfall. That's the problem, is that men. That's the thing. Men have a system of checks and balances. You understand? I mean, and that's why this thing has existed the way it has. I don't care what people say. You're talking about the Constitution, and people call it white supremacy and all that kind of stuff. But here's the thing. The white males in the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, they set up in ways where they forced to check each other. You know what I mean? And but these women, they refuse to do that. They have this code that we're gonna stand behind people no matter how ridiculous and absurd the person is. Shout out Dr. J. Thank you, Dr. J, for chiming in. Yes, sir, and thank you. Cole Jenkins, DC Cole Jenkins, thank you for that super chat, man. We appreciate you just dancing and fish fry, James Clyburn style. That's her.
Well, Doc, let me say this before I pass the mic. So you have the kind of that sister girl image that is hard. You can't really take it seriously. Then you have the black men who come in and try and shame you for not voting for that. It's like, dude, no one is going to take our votes seriously if we're represented by shucking and jivers. Like, dude, have you ever seen Susan Rice twerk? She doesn't need to twerk. Have you ever seen Condoleezza Rice twerk? No. Black women, it's possible. Like, come on, your policy can do the talking. Like, it seems like it's set up to me. Like they're trying to make black women look a certain way, and because black women won't listen to black men, say, hey, y'all being set up for the okie doke. You don't tell me what to do. All right, you know what? You're gonna learn. You're gonna learn. That's exactly what I see.
AB, what's going on?
What's going on, Dr. Neil? It's my understanding she didn't have a proper campaign manager, and that's why you're seeing some of this chaos. And in fact, it was so bad. I kid you not. Now, let me make it myself perfectly clear. I am no fan of Roland Martin, but he actually did a good breakdown on why she lost. She didn't have a proper ground game. She only focused on the big counties, didn't focus on all the small counties in Texas. And that's why Tellurico won. Tellurico had a much better ground game. On top of the fact, to his credit, he's a devout Christian, and he made that part of his campaign.
Think about this, man. I mean, you have a person, and I was thinking about this earlier. You know, she's a better fit for California, Jasmine Crockett. I'm like, yeah, you can win in California, you know, with what you're doing or what have you. You might win in New York, but Texas, you know, in Texas and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you a California, you know, really oriented politician trying to at the Senate level. That's the thing, at the Senate level, and that's the thing people don't understand. People don't understand how serious being a senator is. Being a senator is not the same thing as being a congressperson. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
I mean, because especially in Texas, you know how important Texas has been historically to the United States Senate. You understand? Lyndon Baines Johnson's came out of Texas. You understand? LBJ came out. He was the one. Here's the thing. LBJ went against. And here's the thing. I know, you know, I'm not a big fan of the Great Society and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna say this, man. LBJ was hardcore, brother. LBJ went against those Southern Democrats. LBJ went hard in the paint. He was, and I told a friend this recently, one of my academic friends who just retired. I said, man, he was a hardcore Southern alpha male who got things done. You understand what I'm saying? You know, again, he had Vietnam and all that kind of stuff and Great Society and everything like that, and stuff didn't turn out the way he thought it, you know, people thought it would or what have you. But the point is that position is a very powerful, impactful position. And you don't put people in them positions, especially in a state like that. You understand, who ain't serious.
If I'm not mistaken, JFK specifically picked him to be his vice president so he can get a state like Texas.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Excuse me.
Because he was known as a man who got things done. He was known as a man, he was respected. Okay, he wasn't, you know, well liked, but he was respected because he was a doer. That was the thing about LBJ. He got stuff done as a Texas senator. You understand? And so it's like she did not understand the beast that she was dealing with. You know, she just playing with it. It's the vanity thing. It's the diva. And our sisters, a lot of them, and this is why a lot of them crashing out, because they have a diva complex.
They do.
And they want to be seen. They want to be in these high positions, but they don't want the burden. I've said this before. It's like, I always say this, you know, and it's not just, it comes from Shakespeare. You know what I'm saying? He said, Shakespeare said this, heavy is the head that wears the crown. You understand what I'm saying? And these women, they want the glory, they want the accolades,
but they do not want the responsibility.
They don't want the burden that comes with it.
No. In fact, it's even worse for her because she's a preacher's daughter. And I grew up with a lot of them. I can tell you that now there's some good ones. Don't get twisted. There's some good ones, but I can tell you their ego is on another stratosphere.
It is on because they've been spoiled by their daddies.
Yes.
They've been spoiled by their daddies, and that's.
You mind if I interject something?
Go ahead,
Brian Snow. Go ahead.
I hadn't even thought about it. I didn't even know that she didn't have a proper campaign manager. Somebody should have told her not to go to the local hole in the wall and store a turkey.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's proof that she didn't have any anybody to pull a coattail.
To run in. Brian Snow, good here, man. You've been patient, man. Holler at us, man. Talk to us, brother.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are you tonight?
Good, man. Good to see you, brother.
Salute to Passport OG and his work, and Doc to you and your work as well. I am a big fan of both of you. There was a word mentioned that I, as a CEO, have had to learn over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And when you hear it enough, you'll finally learn to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Infrastructure.
Mm.
Jasmine Crockett's campaign, let me pluralize that word,
Mm-hmm.
campaigns
Mm-hmm.
had no infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say it again. I've had to learn
Mm-hmm.
this the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
It took a very beautiful lady that I've been married to for 7 years to hammer
Mm-hmm.
the point home and for me to strip the foundation of what I'm doing and put everything back together. But if you don't have an infrastructure, you're not going to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to do anything. You're not going to accomplish anything. I have been blessed and have been lucky over the past 30 years. I will say that aloud, and I'm not afraid to admit that aloud.
That's okay, brother. That's okay. The brothers need to hear that. The brothers need to hear it.
Listen, my journey as a sportscaster began with an idea. No formal college education. It was just I listened to Jim Durham call Bulls games at home in Chicago for years.
Mm-hmm.
And I went into with a simple philosophy. If Jim Durham can do it, I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
My infrastructure came with a lot of audio tapes. It went through a lot of tape recorders. It went through a lot of microphones and a lot of equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm learning the business side of it because I'm married to a wonderful woman who has been in business longer than I.
Mm-hmm.
She's run like successful businesses before, and she said, honey, lean on me. I got you. And to be perfectly honest, I was stubborn because I'm thinking, how is she going to help me? And she doesn't know broadcasting. That's a lie. She knows business. She knows business. Jasmine didn't, and to tie it into what we're discussing this evening, no infrastructure. It's like having a shell of a computer with nothing underneath.
Because think about it, man. She entered the race at the last minute.
Yes.
Yep.
You know, she entered at the race at last minute. It wasn't like she had thought about this a year ago, 2 years ago, what have you.
Right.
She only did it. Now that we look at it, we can look at it back in retrospect because she had been gerrymandered, and she wasn't confident in her ability to win the new situation that she found herself in. She didn't think she didn't believe in herself or whatever. And I get it. And I'm gonna give her credit because it was like, you know, I might as well go for broke. I give her that. It was like, okay, if I'm gonna stay in this game, and you know, I'm going to be at a disadvantage, you know, in the congressional thing, you know what I'm saying? Since I'm in the congressional thing, maybe I'll try the Senate thing. You understand? And so she got up in there at the last minute, and threw her hat in there and what have you. But it worked against her because she didn't have no real game,
right,
to go forward.
But Doc,
she had no one teach her the game.
Well, but Doc, I mean, she could have very easily gotten in touch with Stacey Abrams and recreated some kind of semblance of her network. I mean, Georgia going purple was like something I never thought I would see. Georgia elected 2 Democrat senators in the same election. And she obviously she fell off, but she built a proper like election campaign system in Georgia that made the Democrats viable on a statewide level. So that's way different than what you see. This is why I think we at least have a little bit of nuance, because people say black women, I'm not voting for black women. Stacey Abrams lost because she didn't have any kind of campaign to get certain people to come out and support her, but she still built a system that's worthy of being noted. But this sister girl stuff, like, that ain't gonna get it done in Texas, in the South. Heck no.
And let me tell you, and I suspect it was too much hubris on her part, too much vainglory on her part in terms of reaching out to someone like a Stacey Abrams. You know, because Stacey Abrams, what you're saying, and we all know this, she's a strategist. And OG, you did this when you did videos on Irie, Infront, and everything like that. Stacey Abrams is not a dumb person. Okay, she's not. She knows politics. She knows politics.
She is not.
Right?
She is not.
But what you have is that you have ladies like Crockett, who, you know, they would like. I mean, they. Here's the thing. These women, as much as they show us or attempt to project this idea of sisterhood, right? They really ain't got no sisterhood like that. You understand? And they got egos, and all that kind of stuff. And I can see a Jasmine Crockett who is so full of ego that she would not call in someone like a Stacey Abrams to help her in her situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was so. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It was so bad. It was so bad. Even Roland was pointing out, because you know he's from Dallas, that area where she got.
He's actually from Houston.
He's from Houston.
He's always up this way.
Yeah, he was pointing out he was going places and he didn't see any Jasmine Crockett signs.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes back to infrastructure. It just wasn't there.
Come to think of it, I didn't see any in this neighborhood. Like I said, she's the rep for this part of town, or this part of town. It comes. I didn't. That's funny. I did not say Jasmine.
And that's why I say that's why I say, you know, the social media went to her. It's kind of like AOC, right? The social media stuff went to her head, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, you can master social media, but that don't translate into the nuts and bolts of politics. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see, and I've been watching. I mean, AOC, she went to this Munich conference, and oh my gosh, she was just completely embarrassed. She was completely embarrassed. They asked her just basic questions on foreign policy, and she was like, she could not even, but because she's used to people like AOC, she's into slogans, she's into catchphrases and toxic masculinity and white supremacy, all that activist rhetoric, right? And it's like, well, what happens if China moves in on Tibet? What should the United States do? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She hadn't thought about it. You understand? And people are talking about AOC taking the seat of Chuck Schumer, who's a senator, who's been there forever. He's been there longer than a lot of people been born.
Chuck Schumer, he's one of the he's a gang, one of the Gang of Nine.
Gang of Eight, yeah.
Gang of Eight. No, can't replace her. Absolutely not.
That'd be a disaster.
You know what I'm saying? So she's thinking that just being social media and everybody they love all the you know what I mean, all the sister girl stuff. You know what I mean? Eating that up, thinking that is going to take her somewhere. You know what I mean? And all the hype and white people contributed. White people contributed to that because they were putting her out there. They made sure that she, you know, all that all the TDS stuff that she was in, that was all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And because nobody else was doing it like the way she was doing it, I give her credit for that. She was, you know, good promoter and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes down to the nuts and the bolts planning and strategy and having something to say, she was lacking. And as I said, her biggest downfall, was the open border stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
like, you in Texas,
Let me-
and you done said all this stuff about the people who voted for Trump in Texas and all that
Oh
kind
yeah,
of stuff.
yeah. Her saying I don't need Trump voters. I'm like, and you're in Texas and you're running for Senate. I was like,
Exactly.
are you serious? I was like, really?
yeah,
And go ahead.
talks about AB. I was going to add this. You mentioned she should have gotten uh, some advice and some guidance from maybe a Stacey Abrams, and as far as she didn't have to go that far. Now you guys may not know, but I know Dr. Neal, you will recognize this name, Senator Royce West.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Royce West is from Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
He's our state senator.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're versed in politics at any level here,
Mm-hmm.
Royce West is a big name.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
and although he's retired, I think he's went back to practicing law in Dallas. But he didn't endorse her. Not that not to my knowledge. And she just was let me put it this way. She thought she could ride off um, the coattail, more or less, or so to speak, of being a Delta
Mm-hmm.
and um,
Mm.
riding the low, and that ain't gonna cut it. Like you said, Dr. Neal, this is Texas, man. This is a whole different animal.
Yeah. I mean, and
And
it's kind of like, and that's
and
why it was, and that's why it was like Kamala Harris,
right.
and the AKA thing and all that, and Howard University and
Yep.
all that, and I'm like, you
That's
know
what
you
else
got
you
to get, you got to get white people to vote for you.
Mhm.
You got to get the Latinos to vote for you. You
Yeah,
understand?
and
particularly in this part of the country. And that's critical because although the black populations are concentrated, Dallas, Houston,
right.
less when you get down to South Texas, man, that's all Latino. San Antonio, really, you could split Houston in half, and just to go off of it, that wasn't gonna fly. You mentioned we were talking about LBJ. And I've been fascinated with history since I was a kid. I've been to the LBJ library in Austin, at UT in Austin, and there's several sayings on the that they put up on the wall, and they said he had the uncanny ability to get down and dirty in politics without getting his hands dirty.
That's
he knew how to
Twist arms.
manipulate, move, and shake,
he
and
knew how to, and the part of it had to do with the fact that LBJ, he was a teacher. He worked in the mud. He was in the mud in terms of Texas and all that kind of stuff. He was teaching Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? Way back then. You know what I'm saying? In the 40s and in the 40s and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And
owned the ranch and was a farmer.
Was a farmer.
Mhm.
Rural, and that was that was it was a different era because you had a class of politicians at that time, and we call them populists today. They knew people. They were in touch with their constituencies and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, I put it like this. I say, people talk about Trump and um, whatever they say. I'm gonna tell you the thing about Trump. Why Trump was successful? Because Trump went where nobody wanted to go.
Yes.
Trump went. He had them rallies. He went to places that traditional Republicans did not venture. Okay, hell, not just Republicans but Democrats. You understand what I'm saying? And so you having rallies out there, man, you going to gun shows where they have the gun shows and stuff like that. You going to places where they having the car shows and the NASCAR and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, you want to get these white folks to vote for you. You want to get the Latinos to vote for you. You got to go to the places where ain't no black people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, not just that, Dr. Dale. He actually went to the heart of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is one of the reasons I think he won. He went to the heart of Atlanta and didn't fake the funk. He didn't change anything about him. He went up there, beat Trump, and they were cool with it. He was authentic. You say what you want. Yeah, I know he can be a jerk, but he's authentic. He is who he is.
Yep.
As a billionaire, you know what I'm saying? As a billionaire, and so you know, even talking to black people and stuff like that, talking to black men, you know, and I mean that and that's where people like her, because basically what you have with Jasmine Crockett is you have this kind of Democratic person who's an office person, and they don't get in the mud, you know, and they're gonna rely on TV, CNN, MS, what they call MS Now, and all that kind of stuff. But they don't want to get in the mud. They don't want to get dirty, man. They don't want to get dirty, man.
Let me tell you about my governor in Georgia. Governor Kemp met with Killer Mike.
Yes,
he went to the all black boys school that's excelling. He said, "What are you guys doing? What do you need from the governorship?" Mm-hmm. That's politics. Mm-hmm. You got to get your hands dirty. You got to reach across the aisle. You can't say something stupid like, "No, I don't need no Trump voters." Excuse me. Mm-hmm. What? Are you trying to win? Or are you trying to be a sister girl? I almost smell sabotage, to be honest with you. Like,
no sabotage.
Like, why would you try to make black women, like, candidates look so poorly? Like that's a terrible look. Terrible look.
I'm glad you said that, because I'm glad you said that, Passport, because on Facebook I just laid down the gauntlet. I was like, look, I told black people, look, if Kamala Harris and Jasmine Crockett, the best you do, you don't deserve to run crap. And that's not what I said, but I'm just being nice because I'm on Dr. Neal's channel. You don't deserve to run anything. If those two are the best you can do, don't talk to me about running anything.
You really and you really don't, because you see in those two examples alone, something we talked about earlier in the night, gentlemen, no infrastructure, number one, and number two, what I feel the most important thing, no dadgum direction.
Yes. And Doc, I'm glad you mentioned AOC. Mm-hmm. Because unfortunately, I'm probably youngest on the panel. Mm-hmm. I'm an older millennial, born in 1983. Mm-hmm. Jasmine Crockett and AOC are millennials. Mm-hmm. In this next presidential election, J.D. Vance, who happens to be a year younger than me, is probably going to be the Republican nominee. Mm-hmm. As it stands right now, I don't think the Democrats have an answer for him.
They don't.
No.
You know what I mean? I mean,
in my generation, they do not have an answer for J.D. Vance.
It ain't 960 SAT score, dude. Neither.
No.
And that's why one of the reasons why they got behind Tallarico. You know what I mean? Because Tallarico. I was reading somewhere. I haven't seen this, but he was on Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan did an interview with him. You know what I mean? He had one of these long form interviews and everything like that. And Joe Rogan encouraged him to aspire for the presidency. You know what I mean? And
that's a start.
That's a start. You understand what I'm saying? So a guy like that, he's young, and I don't know. So here's the thing. So I'm looking at Texas. He's competitive. That guy's competitive. He can. The Republicans, they got to have a runoff right now between Paxton and Cornyn, and it's clear to me that Texans don't want their current sitting U.S. senator. You understand what I'm saying? Because if they really wanted that dude, he would have blown his competition out the water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They wouldn't be having no runoff.
Orange
So
been he's been here, man, what 15 plus years.
a
And
long time, man. He
long
been
time.
sitting up there for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So they on the fence. You understand? And so this guy Tallarico, they can't sleep. I'm put it like this: Texas can't sleep on this guy. You see what I'm
He's a
saying?
millennial too.
He young. They cannot sleep on this guy. And people talking about his Christianity and stuff like that, and progressivism and everything like that. But this is not a guy that you want to sleep on. You understand what I'm saying?
Now watch him sleep on him anyway.
Well, Doc, in your lifetime, have you ever seen a bigger hole in leadership in a major political party than the Democratic Party right now?
No.
They have nobody. Charismatic young dude can come through and take over the party easily, easier than ever has happened in my lifetime.
Yeah. But the thing about that is that it would take, like, for this charismatic dude, because the Democratic Party, I would say this, that they stuck on stupid. You know what I mean? And
They are.
they stuck on stupid, man. Because these folks don't want to change their playbook. You know what I mean? And now someone like a Tallarico could open their eyes up. You know what I mean? But he's almost like an outlier right now.
They
He's
don't
like
neuter them.
Yeah, this guy's like an outlier. You know what I mean? And I mean, because they crushed one of these young guys who tried to be the chairperson of the Democratic committee. His name was David Hogg. Is a young guy, the guy who was a part of them shootings, the mass shootings in I think it was in
That's
Florida.
right. They did get rid of him.
Yeah, they got rid of him. They got rid of him because he was talking about men and getting the male vote.
Well, who saw that coming?
They had the young guy talking about the male vote. They said, we got to get him up out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it would
Neil,
take
back to Tallarico. I after kind of thinking about it today, you hit the nail on the head when you say he was an outlier. When I thought about him, correct me if this as a religious professor, is it Texas is the belt buckle to the Bible belt, right?
The Bible belt.
Texas is, and so he's almost like he's a I mean, almost outright sort of, I mean, a Christian nationalist, like talking points as a Democrat, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, the thing is that he can speak. So he's what we call a progressive Christian.
Christian, yeah, that's the term. Yeah,
he's a progressive Christian, but the thing about it is that he can talk about Christianity. So he knows the traditional side, and he knows the conservative side. You see, and they haven't had people like that in the past, because the problem with Democratic Party is that they have had a very ambivalent relationship with religion. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And they preferred people who didn't talk too much about religion. You can talk about it, but it's like Obama, man. Obama, he was very careful about how he dealt with religion. You know what I mean? And he didn't go too far. It's like he got elected. I give you an example. So, Obama didn't say anything about gay marriage, right? When he first, like in 2008 and everything like that, and he was not for gay marriage. He was like man and a woman and that kind of stuff. And then when he got into the second term, then he made the switch. You understand?
Switched it up on us.
Yeah, he switched up on him. You know what I mean? And so, what that tells you is that there's a dance that has to be done or whatever. You know what I mean? But Tallarico, the thing about Tallarico is different. He's in Texas, so in Texas that goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? Obama's coming out of Illinois, right? Very different state.
Right.
very different state, very different demands and stuff like that.
Yep.
But if you get a Democrat coming out of Texas who can talk about religion and spirituality and all that kind of stuff in a certain kind of way, yeah, that guy can get some traction. You know what I mean?
Oh, by the way, speaking of Obama, guess who he endorsed? Tellerico.
Tallarico.
Right.
Well,
Mhm.
think also about this. Like in 2008, maybe people wanted things to be a little bit less structured, so you don't talk about your religion so much. But as America kind of falls in kind of, I don't want to say disarray, but not as powerful as it's been traditionally, and people want more order. Now you talk about religion. Now is the time.
Yeah. Now it's yes. Sometimes, so this guy, Tallarico guy, he's in the right place at the right time or whatever. Now he gonna get some flack because he got some very extreme kind of progressive theological perspectives that it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back to haunt his behind. You know what I'm saying? But I would say that, but he does know the other side. You know what I mean? He knows the traditional side and everything like that. So he have to speak to that that orientation, man. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm glad you corrected me. It's not. I, I was trying to make a sort of a correlation to Christian nationalists, but you're right. It's
Yeah.
very extreme.
Yeah.
Progressive. It's progressive Christianity.
Oh, you talking about
Which is
Russell?
very, very kind of right down the right down the line, so to speak. Of
Well, you're talking about Raphael Warnock. He's the pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church,
yeah,
but
right.
but he is pro-abortion. Like, how do you do that? How do you do that? Like, does he really believe in abortion? He probably doesn't, but he has to say that to win that Senate seat. It's the dance you got to do as a Democrat.
Yeah, it's a dance, and so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. You know, as this stuff goes forward. But as I said before, you can't sleep on a guy like that. You know what I'm saying? You can't sleep on him, and I think even if when he governs, he can't govern as a leftist. You know what I mean? He can't govern as an extreme liberal. Even if he becomes a senator there, everybody they know that. You can't in Texas. He can say all the stuff he wants to say about trans and abortion, all that kind of stuff. But if he gets up in that position, he can't be governing as an extremist and voting as an extremist. You know, in Texas, because they will get him up out of there. If he does.
Very quick.
It'll be a one and done.
Hey,
One
listen.
and done,
Just like
exactly.
a lot of teams in the upcoming NCAA tournaments, as you said, Tim, one and done.
If you were a Democrat and you could figure out Texas, boy,
It's wide open.
you will be a problem. That's a whole problem for the Republicans.
It is a serious problem for Republicans, man. If you know because like I said, you know he has age. Age is his currency because he's young.
You're very young.
And he's not loud. You know, and that was the thing. So you know, with the Crockett thing, people were measuring him against Crockett and stuff like that, and they were like, "Wait, this guy is unknown. We don't know a whole bunch about him," which worked to his advantage. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not a guy that's just super loud. You know what I mean? Right. And he's very, very, very nuanced and calm, and then also he's talking about, apart from the extreme kind of stuff, he's talking about economic issues. You know, and because his whole campaign was, you know, there are people at the top who are crushing people at the bottom. You know what I mean? And it was very economic focused, you know. And so as long as he maintains that economic focus, I think, you know, he'll be in a good position and everything. You know what I mean? But let's say, you know, you're Jasmine Crockett, it was all celebrity, man. I mean, and And the point is that, and I'm happy. I'm gonna tell you, brother, I'm so glad. I'm glad to see this stuff come to an end. I am so glad, man, that all this celebrity stuff, it's gonna end with her.
Yep.
It's gonna end with her because
Dr.
she
Neal,
was the loudest black political voice up to this point who had got so much attention, and she's a black woman. That's the big thing. She's a black woman, and she checked all the boxes. Strong, independent, professional, all that kind of stuff. And she out of there.
The funny thing is, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, this is how after the all day long, because here's, that's been been on the news cycle in North Texas. And I said to myself, she thought she could just sass her way into, it's basically what it is. They just sassy talking, I think we all got a kick out of her, sparring with Marjorie Taylor. Yeah, but that only goes so far. If you don't have any policies, you ain't, you don't get with the money interest. I'm just gonna talk slick to people.
Supermarket stuff still high.
Yeah, but that's and gentlemen, you can correct me, but and Passport OG, let me give you your flowers, man. You do a masterful job.
Yes,
I look forward to it in the mornings, but what you point out almost daily, and of course you have a wide range of topics, but how, as we call them, how Keisha's antics, we done got tired of them. And it's, I don't know if it was you or if it was BGS that says Educated Keisha, Project Keisha, the same Keisha.
Yeah, pretty much.
Accountable Commentary said something to that nature when he said it doesn't matter where you go, whether it's in this country or in this world, black men get the same Keisha. Period. Period. It doesn't matter if it's here, if it doesn't matter. I'm in Indiana. Doesn't matter if it's in Indiana or if it's in Georgia. Doesn't matter my hometown of Chicago, whether it's in Texas or you cross borders. It's the same thing.
But here's the problem. And I try and use nuance when I talk about it.
Right.
If Coretta Scott King woke up one day and said, I want to be mayor of governor of Georgia, she could possibly win that election. It's not a black woman thing. It's the black woman attitude, behavior. Nobody can tell me nothing thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I understand how this works. I got to reach across to some people I don't like. I'm going to purport myself a certain way, and I'm going to be professional. That would not be a problem. That's not the problem. The problem is I'm doubly oppressed. I get to do what I want, but also I'm mostly like people don't. Gas is going to triple in price this year. How are you going to help me? Well, Trump bad. I don't care if Trump is bad. What are you going to do? Well, I'm oppressed. Who's next?
I'm glad you said that. She could have used that this weekend. Now, Texas is a all-producing, all-transportation state, and the gas in Dallas, which is always right at about somewhere between 250 and 280. Been like that since Trump been in office. We done jumped up to, I was out later this evening, 319. That alone, she could have said, hey,
man, look.
At least mention all she did was get sassy.
Any kind of halfway decent Democrat knows that Trump is vulnerable on this economy. They know it.
Exactly.
Yep. You can hammer Republicans on this economy. Anyone that's tied to him, hammer them on it because it's going to get worse. So if you're doing anything, by the way, hammering them on the economy, like what are you doing? What are you doing? You're not a politician. Yeah. What are you doing?
By the way, she tried to blame the Republicans for her loss, and to the Republicans' credit, some of them clapped back and said,
No.
Actually, we were hoping you would win because you would have been a better opponent for us to laugh at.
Yeah, for Paxton Corin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
Hold on,
that
hold on. Thank you, Detroit XRP, for that, man. We appreciate you. Go ahead, Tim.
yeah, so I'm glad you in your monologue in the opening, how you framed it was perfect, was spot on. That just more or less just talking the talk. Nothing substantive. And she is going to me. And I could be wrong. She's going to be the poster child for
Yeah.
for the whole sister girl.
No.
Yep.
Yes. No.
Falling on its face, and I'm
She
with
is the face of the fall of everything
Mhm.
that we're talking about right now. In terms of Keisha, because and they don't they see, these women don't understand, and that's what I was saying when I came out and say how privileged that Jasmine Crockett has been, and how white people have given her so many passes. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Keisha, writ large, do you know how much grace Keisha has received?
Too much.
If you compare Keisha to the black man in the black male situation, bro, it is we are light years. White people don't treat black men the way in which they treat Keisha.
Doc,
Do you know how many Keishas have? How many white people over the decades? We talking about Lyndon Baines Johnson since 1965. How many white people have run to the rescue of Keisha since 1965? Okay,
Boy.
liberal white people. You can't put that up against. You can't compare that. We have not had that type of grace, and I use the word grace. Grace. They have defended this person against every and everything. She can go out there and shoot up a doggone school. I'm gonna tell you
Everything.
like that.
Yep.
She go up there and be a mass murder serial killer, and you're gonna have some white person or a group of white people defending her and saying that she's innocent. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
And what we're experiencing right now is that it's like you can't do it no more.
Yeah, they can't do it no more.
Passport
Well,
OG.
okay.
I think you were the one that said black men's consequences are immediate and swift, and swift, and it was something to that effect. You said that a few months ago. It was either you or BGS, and I was like, man, that's right, because one wrong move and we pay for it immediately. Whatever.
I was about to say, right? Like, think about what it took for Jesse Jackson was it 1984 to be able to run a legit presidential campaign in the 80s.
In the 80s,
he had to have almost a perfectly clean background to get there.
Yes.
Exactly.
One slip up, and no chance.
And that's why for the longest time, because I saw both of his campaigns in the 80s living in Chicago, and all the news that he was getting, especially after after Harold Washington's death in 1987, he didn't have there wasn't a peep out of him. And I didn't understand why until Passport OG, until you said that sentence right there.
Well, but think, we were just talking about AOC, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long did Jesse Jackson have to sit in the room and read briefings on what's going on in the Middle East, what's going on in West Asia or East Asia, like reading stuff that has nothing to do with religion, and then AOC just gets elevated and goes over there and looks like a full idiot. She hasn't read anything properly in the last 10 years. Like that's why you have to go through some stuff to get there, because if you don't, when you get elevated on that stage around people that are well-read, they're going to make you look like a fool.
And on top of that, Jesse went there. Jesse went to Syria.
Yep.
Yeah, he got a lot of people out.
Jesse went there as a private citizen. Okay, he
Say
went
that
to the
again,
Middle East.
please. For the people that don't
He
understand,
did.
say that again, please.
Jesse traveled to the Middle East on more than one occasion. He traveled to the Middle East as a private citizen and negotiated the release of hostages and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, he
You
did.
understand what I'm saying?
You
You
sure
know,
did.
and so it's like the bar for the black male is so freaking, it's utopian almost.
Yeah. Let's be honest. Jesse Jackson's diplomat career was legendary. As underrated as it is, the stuff he did, because I had to look it up. I looked it up when I did a piece on him. The stuff he did was legendary to be a private citizen.
It was on his own, okay? And AOC, she got an invitation from these major organizations. She ain't had to do nothing. She ain't had to put in no work. You understand what I'm saying? All she had to do was jump on a private jet and go to Munich and answer some questions. Jesse went over to Syria and negotiated. I mean, he sat down with them doggone Arab rulers.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
And went back and forth with them jokers to get these doggone white males these were white males who were hostages, get them jokers out of their situation. You understand? And I remember, and the American government didn't like it. Bush them didn't let it hate me. Boy, look here. Bush them
there was almost World War III.
Like it. They hated it because he did something that they number one
do.
They couldn't do
and
they refused to do. There you go.
They didn't want to do it. And all of the backlash from that, all the backlash that was happening when Jesse Jackson did that on his dime. On his dime and on his time. Man, and Bush Sr. was in office at the time, and the country was already upside down. I was a sophomore in high school. This is 1988. The country was already upside down. Thank you, Ronald Reagan, for his antics. And then Bush gets into office in 1988, and the country goes upside down again, right? And then Jesse Jackson does that. We felt the steam from Washington, D.C. to Chicago.
Still was like, how can you say that Jesse don't know anything about foreign policy? Man, Jesse was in there. He went there. Jesse know about foreign. Man, for Jesse, I mean, and that's the thing. So it's
okay. I'm sorry.
Jesse,
I apologize for interrupting. Also, I'm so sorry.
Jesse Jackson never held any public office, but he had the competence. He had the competence of anybody who found themselves in public office. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And he could talk, and he was able to talk about all those things. I mean, Jesse Jackson, I was just reading the other thing. Jesse Jackson remember when Bill Clinton was going through all that stuff with Monica Lewinsky and all that kind of stuff?
No, I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Do you know who was there to consult him? Bill Clinton. Jesse Jackson was right.
Jackson.
I'm on record because once he passed, I went through his history and what he ran on. I'm on record. I said this on my own channel. If the Democrats had actually tried to implement what Jesse Jackson ran on, Trump would have never got elected.
No, because and I said this a few weeks ago on BGS channel. I'm like, everything what Jesse did, everything that Trump did.
Yeah.
So it was not. I mean, Trump ain't original. He ain't. If you think about it, Jesse went for the presidency. He was a populist, and he went out there and he did everything that Trump did. Jesse had done before him.
But politics is built on relationships. Well, you're Donald Trump, and you bring Steve Harvey in to talk to. You don't have to get along with the guy. You just need to be able to pull his coattail. Hey, Steve, I need to talk to this person. Get him on the line for me. Right.
Right.
That's politics. you don't have to be a cowboy to get cowboys to like you. You just need to be able to talk to the cowboy that the cowboys respect and get him
That's
to like
it.
you. That's it. And
That's
if you
it.
refuse to do that, or you're too incompetent to do that, or you haven't built the relationships like AOC, then come on. Chuck Schumer probably his Rolodex has more people this year than she has her whole life. Like, come
And
on,
that's
come
what
on.
and that's why I was saying that these people like Crockett and AOC have had so much grace, okay? Because you had a whole bunch of white liberals. They were against Jesse. They did not want him. They said, "We're not gonna let you in."
Right.
That's basically the thing. We don't want you in.
Sure did.
We don't want you in this establishment. We don't care how charismatic and smart you are or effective you are, but we don't like you. You understand what I'm saying? And there are all type of, you can dig into that or whatever. These people we're talking about, Jasmine Crockett, AOC, they ain't never had to deal with that. Kamala ain't never had to deal with that. You understand what I'm saying? They never forced them to go through hoops. You know, these people talking about meritocracy and all this kind of stuff. And I'm not going to take, their personal achievements, education, stuff like that away from them. But the reality is that they got a lot of grace. You understand? Opportunity in America, in American society, a lot of opportunity got to do with luck and grace and chance and being at the right place at the right time and all that kind of stuff. Especially if you were not born into a certain situation. You know what I'm saying? And so, so Crockett, I'm like, she's a spoiled black person. You understand what I'm saying? It's just the way it is. You know what I mean? And she's not a dumb person or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? She was just the carpet. The stuff was laid out for her. You
Well,
understand?
she's thoroughly replaceable. Like,
Mhm.
how many Jasmine Crockett's are there? Like, you can find another like black woman lawyer that's sassy. Like, okay, who do you know? Who can you put me in front of? Like, what powerful people have you built good relationships with? And if you can't give me 3 or 4, then you're not going to win anything. Like, you can be replaced with another person that can get downloaded with a new set of policies, and we can move forward. She could be Latino. She could be Asian. It doesn't matter. Like, what
Does
makes
not matter at all.
AOC popular? Like, what makes her so valuable that she can't be replaced?
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
That's
can't
what
you can't replace Chuck Schumer. You can't.
Right.
Who's the dude in Kentucky that they got a whole big hold the guy up? He can barely stand on his own. What's his name? The long-standing senator. What's his name?
Mitch McConnell.
Mitch
Mitch McConnell.
McConnell. They rolling Mitch McConnell out on a gurney because they can't replace the people he knows.
Yep.
So
I'm gonna
That's
skip
what
on.
OG. You could go down the street from where her little, well, I don't say it that way, where her law practice was when she was practicing. You can get a Maria or another Keisha down the street, literally,
yep,
from where,
yep,
like you said,
yep.
and
That's right.
download and just put
Exactly
her
right.
put her in that
Copy and
place.
paste.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say goodnight, gentlemen, because I got my
Okay,
show in the
brothers.
morning and I got
Good,
some
good, good.
basketball to cover.
Yeah, and I don't want to keep you guys up too long. I've been up here almost 3 hours, man. I've enjoyed this, man. I'm just having a wonderful
Man,
time, man, talking to
Me
dude,
you
too.
brothers.
these midterms gonna
And
be off the chain, Doc.
They are.
all the, and I'm gonna tell you, man, I love it in terms of ADOS, FBA, and all that kind of stuff, because now that the Keisha politician has been knocked off, right? And we see how she been knocked off and everything like that. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, black folks got to deal with black folks stuff. You understand? When you recognize that the Latinos have their own interests, and the Asians, they got their own stuff going on and everything, and this old fantasy world that we are all under this solidarity and one umbrella and all that kind of stuff. All that stuff is dissipated. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna say it again. I said it earlier on the stream. I don't blame the Latinos. Like the Latinos, they're gonna go where they have the advantages. If the Democrats give them advantages, they're gonna be there. If the Republicans give them advantages, they're gonna be
Mhm.
there. You see what I'm saying? And so, in as much as the Democratic Party has worked to hold them or to keep them and to sway them and swoon them and all that kind of stuff, it's not guaranteed. The Latinos ain't loyal
They're not.
politically.
No.
They're not loyal. Their vote is on both sides. And that's how it should be. That's how it should be for any demographic. You know what I'm saying? But we here as black folks, we giving all of our stuff to one political party. You understand? You know, the Latinos they're unpredictable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And to that point, Dr. Dale, that's how I vote my interest, whether that's Democrat or Republican. And I've said this about the Republican side. And Trump did address this in his State of the Union. If they don't address health care and housing prices, they're going to lose in 2026 and possibly 2028.
Yeah.
That's just being blunt and upfront.
That's real. I mean that's real. And so you know, and it's like, you know, one of the things I'm seeing with the commentary with Crockett, she completely ignored the independent vote.
Yes.
She completely ignored the swing people. You know what I'm saying? And it was like she pretended. She was like, okay, well, I want to get the folks who stay home, the black people who stay home, right? But it's like, you know, it's not just black people. You know what I mean? And it's like you have a whole swath of people who they can vote either way. You know what I mean? And you just completely ignored that entire population. You know what I mean? And you know and that's it. And again, like I said, it's the sister girl thing that destroyed her. And
You know what she did, Dr. Dale? She used the Hillary Clinton strategy.
That's it.
What did she call? What did she call them? Them people that didn't vote for deplorables. Trump supporters.
Deplorables. She took them people for granted. She said what she said about them, and she could never take it back. She tried to take it back. She tried to walk it back.
And
I give her the credit that Hillary Clinton, when she was pressed on that, she did attempt to walk it back and say, you know, I misspoke. I should have said, you know, I really didn't mean what I said or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And she was kind of apologetic. Jasmine Crockett, on the other hand, she wouldn't walk it back. She wouldn't just say, you know what, I was wrong. Or, you know, I shouldn't, this is what I was meaning. And I was, you know, this is where it came from. You know, but she just doubled down. She would not be honest and say, you know what, this was a bad move on my part, and I didn't think about this.
She called Latino slaves. How did you call Latino slaves for voting for Trump? Like, oh, and you're in Texas, okay?
And you're in Texas.
That again, that's someone that's on the national stage that hadn't really earned it yet, because she would know if I'm on a hot mic, there's some stuff I cannot say.
Just can't say.
Yes,
but I will say in this political season, I think this is what the whole MAGA thing came from. Look, you could have braids and a mohawk, braids and have on a dashiki. If you could find a way to get gas to $2, make sure people can get some health care, and make sure that people can get a better quality of life, they're gonna vote for you.
Yes,
I think we're in an environment now where they're looking for the come save us candidate. Anybody. Like that's the Trump got where he went because he's gonna do MAGA. He's not doing MAGA now. So people gonna look for the next MAGA president. And if he got braids and a dashiki, hey, how much is gas? Like, people gonna give some of that up. They ain't got no choice. Got no choice. You living in an RV, you ain't got no health care. Like, who can help me?
Yeah,
and I think
yeah.
it's gonna open it up for a whole lot of people we did not think we were gonna get. Especially the Democrats.
And it's gonna flush out a whole lot of people who are already there. You understand? So it's gonna flush out. And I was seeing some stuff like the squad, the so-called squad, they not safe.
That's done.
Their seats are not safe or whatever. I don't know what's gonna happen to like Ilana Omar in
gonna get primaried. She's done. She's toast.
3 of them are in danger of losing their seats, right? Is it 3 or 4?
Yeah.
Ayanna Presley. You
Yeah.
got Presley. You got the woman in Detroit, the Palestinian sister in Detroit, and everything like that. Yeah, they ain't no guarantee. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a good thing. I mean, it's a good thing because you bringing back more seriousness into the game and economic issues, as you said, gas prices, and people need housing and the job situation, everything like that. And I'll be honest, like I told y'all, I told everybody, what I'm saying, I voted for Trump, and when I voted for Trump, I was voting against the Democratic Party because they were too extreme. You know what I mean? And I told somebody the other day, I was like, so Mondani, he is the mayor of New York now. The only reason why he's mayor is because Trump is the president.
Right.
You understand? Trump is the reason why Mondani is the president. Is the mayor of New York City. That's what I vote. Now I ain't a fan of Mondani because he still got identity politics stuff going on with him, which I don't like. You understand what I'm saying? But the point is that they were able to push the Democratic Party back towards economic stuff and tangible stuff. Instead of all this, all this identity stuff. You know what I'm saying? And he pushed them, because Mondani would not be in New York City right now as the mayor had not Trump got elected.
On top of the fact the Democrats pushed the worst candidate they could have ever they pushed Andrew Cuomo. That choice was so bad. Democrats I firmly disagree with said, nah, we can't defend that. We can't defend Cuomo being that way. We don't like Mondani, but Cuomo being the way, we can't defend that. They couldn't defend it.
Right. Well, but I don't think people realize how wide open all of this is, especially with Trump being so vulnerable. I keep pointing to Georgia. I never thought Georgia would go purple. In the same election, we elected a Republican governor and 2 Democratic senators, right? Look, we have a Jewish and a black senator in Georgia. That means that anything close to Georgia, if you can field a decent candidate that can connect with people, anybody's vulnerable. Everybody is. And now, in this situation, everybody's vulnerable. It's wide open.
And that's why I say, and that's what I was saying is that Trump, and that's why I talked about the devil, right? And it's like, you push, you got to push this country in a different direction. You know what I'm saying? If you got to vote for the devil in order to get this kind of outcome, this type of situation. And I don't hate everything about Trump or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I would just say that it was for me, everything boils down to dollars and cents and economics and tangible stuff. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to be hearing about, prisoners and gender affirming care and all that nonsense. I don't want to be here. I'm not paying for that. My tax dollars ain't paying for that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want Medicaid or Medicare paying for all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
Yeah,
this is crazy. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
When
We're
it
not
comes
doing
to
it.
when it comes to 24, this is one of the reasons I haven't. I'm on 40s. I haven't been to church in a year because I'm just not going to argue with people about the 2024 election. The Democrats sold us a dementia patient with stage 4 cancer and an incompetent AKA who slept her way to the top. I am not. I am too old. I am not gonna. I can't fake the funk anymore.
Of course,
I'm not going to go to church and pretend Kamala Harris was qualified or fit to be president. I'm not going to do it.
Well, but here's the bigger problem, AB. Here's the bigger problem. We were just talking about Jesse Jackson, right? If you are Jesse Jackson, and who ran in 1984? I forgot. It was Walter Mondale. I forgot.
Walter Mondale went in
85.
84, 85.
Yeah. So, but if you want to get like a direct line to the black intelligentsia or the black black church, you call Jesse, right? You don't need the black church. It doesn't have any power anymore. Like,
no,
it's just a bunch of baby mamas. I not just shouldn't say that. It's older boomers and it's a lot of single women. Single women. There's no power there. No power there. We got more power within this space than they got in the church.
no power, no power. It is completely. It's done. You know what I mean? And they're trying to hold on to an old era. You know what I mean? Like I told you, like in my state, they moved this lady out that I was talking about. Her name Carla Cunningham, and a black preacher has, assumed her position and what have you, and he has to win in November and what have you. But this is the last. This is the last. You know what I mean? And William Barber, he's from North Carolina too. And Moral Mondays and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, these guys are still holding on to the 1950s and 60s and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And these guys are like in their 60s, or some of them are Gen Xers like us. And I'm like, I moved beyond that stuff a long time ago. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, passport. You're right. It's a
Jamal Bryant. What
Oh, you mean blasphemer?
What election can Jamal Bryant help you win?
How to be a blasphemer?
He can't do nothing in Georgia.
How to be a blasphemer? That's what I'm thinking. Teach you how to be a blasphemer.
Nothing. He can't even run for office in Georgia.
Yeah, but he's not going to influence nobody. I mean, he is so. His influence doesn't go beyond his church and social media and all entertainment. That's what I mean, entertainment and everything like that. It's kind of like Roland Martin, right? You know what I mean? I mean, Roland and those, I'm gonna be honest with you, they done. Roland is done. Roland is he don't want to admit it. He done.
That's why he rants and raves all the time, because he knows it's over with. He just
everything that he has committed himself to right now, it's over with.
It's over with. It's done.
It's over with. No one wants to say it, but he done.
Unless he learns Spanish tomorrow, he's useless.
He done. That style of politics, what he done, it's not going to go anywhere else. You understand? And he has to. That's why I got up here ADOS, FBA. You understand? And his only salvation will be to have a position where he is critical of his own party.
Yes.
You understand? And if he is not critical of his own party and how this own party, and he knows he ain't a dumb man.
No, he's not.
Like, yeah, he's not a dumb man. And he's careful about what he puts out there and all that kind of stuff. But if he wants to go into, Roland is maybe in his mid 50s, late 50s, early, going into 60 or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But if he wants to do this thing for another 10, 15 years or whatever and be taken seriously, he got to go to war with his own party. That's it.
I don't think he knows how to. he's
He
so
does.
deep in the he's so deep in the so
Vote
deep
blue
in
no
the
matter who.
he don't know how to reverse course and
He doesn't. He doesn't know how to tell women, you need to shut the bleep up right now and listen to me because you're becoming irrelevant. So shut up and
that's true.
listen.
That is
He
true.
can't do that.
Very
He
true.
can't do that. You know who can do that? Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He saw he had a shirt a few months ago, vote like a black woman. I was like, yeah, right.
Thank you, Detroit, for that. Thank you, Detroit. Let me tell you something. You know what was the most telling thing, and I'm gonna wrap it up because I know I've been up here for a while. We've been up here for a while and everything like that. And I appreciate all you guys for joining me and being a part of this conversation, everything. Trump went. Y'all remember when Trump went and sat in front of them black journalists?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, that was classic. I mean, when he sat there and he had like 4 black women, so you had this white man, John Trump, and these 4 black women journalists. Now, one of them was from Fox. What was his name from Fox?
Oh yeah,
Harris
that's
Faulkner.
right. That's right. That's right.
Harris
Harris
Fox.
Faulkner.
I've always I like her. I've always liked her. You know, I don't agree with everything she say and she put out there and everything like that, but
I gained a lot of respect for after that debacle.
Harris Faulkner is a class act. I'm gonna tell you that she's a class act. That chick right there, she's a class act. But Trump dealing with all that hostility, there was a whole bunch of hostility, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, you know what I'm saying, you give me all this heat, I'm gonna give you heat back. You know what I'm saying? I come up here and you said all this stuff to me, and
He was actually pretty tame for him.
yeah, very tame. You know what I'm saying? And it was like that transcended race. It was like, see, this is how black men need to be operating, and it's not. And
He earned. Donald Trump earned some black woman votes doing that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we not going in this direction. I'm not afraid of y'all. Here's the point. I ain't afraid of y'all, and I'm not here to pander to you. That's the main thing.
Yes.
I'm not here to. I would talk to you, but I ain't here to pander to you. And you're not gonna disrespect me.
Another thing, I know it's another thing Trump did that a lot of people missed. See, a lot of people thought he was going to run like he did in 2016 and 2020, all crazy and stuff. But he was actually more calmer and admitted that he made some mistakes in 2020. And when I realized that, like, oh, they think they're still running against that dude in 2016 to 2020, but like, no, this is a different dude.
Different, especially after he got shot.
Yes.
Or shot at, rather. And shot at, aimed at.
If he had to turn his head, he wouldn't be here.
No. Well, anyway, guys, I want to wrap up. I want to give everybody an opportunity to give their last say. I'm gonna start with Tim, then I'm gonna go to OG, and then I'm gonna go to AB, and we're gonna wrap this thing up, man. So the floor is yours.
Man, Dr. Neal, it's great to see you on a broadcast. I keep up with what you when you pop in on Dr. L's last week.
Dr.
So man,
L's, yeah.
To me, you're my favorite because you bring it from not only the intellectual academic perspective, but you give it you one of us. You're a brother. But
appreciate that.
Yeah, and so just in close, I like I told you when I hopped on an hour ago, I was like, man, I had to tell somebody. I was like, man, this woman running for public office in the state of Texas, and the best she could do over the weekend. Hadn't seen any signs. Thank you for pointing that out. Whoever pointed that out. I live here. Just if she hadn't been on news or seen some YouTube clips, I wouldn't even forgotten that she was in the world.
Man.
And the best she could do was tell. And this is a hole in the wall she was at.
Yeah.
So it's a whole bunch of us. It's my uncle, my great uncles hang out. All she knew to say, excuse me, was get y'all ish together and get down to the polls. Not, hey, I want to represent you guys. I'm from, well, she's not from here. She's from St. Louis, but you know, she tried that whole thing. I'm a Texas girl. No, you're not.
Oh, yeah.
And but you nailed it on the head. So I thought I would thank you for letting me add that. Let the
Oh man, appreciate that, man.
record
Appreciate it.
state. I was, yeah, that was it was, and I think your whole premise to having this live is this is telling. This
Yes,
is
sir.
telling of what they are. More or less, they
Yeah.
just Passport OG. Thank you for bringing that, Keisha uh, in college, and Keisha in the project is the same Keisha. Keisha in the
Keisha.
law office on MLK in South Dallas is the same one in the House of Representatives in
Oh man.
Washington D.C. And it's on the one hand, and I'm gonna wrap it up. It's sad that that's what
It's
represents us,
sad.
but
It's sad.
but on the flip side, you were right and exact in saying goodbye. This is what it is.
Good riddance. It's gone.
Bye. Good riddance. And yeah, again, man, thank you for always. I know you're a busy man, and don't think it's lost on us, man. We know we know you
Really
you
appreciate
doing your thing in Africa in the mother. And truth be told, when you do pop up on a live, we living vicariously through you. Like, man, I
Hey
wish.
man. I appreciate you, brothers, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate you, man. Yeah, most
but
definitely.
yeah. So to Passport OG and AB and hey, there's one of our brother YouTubers say just stay in the shadows
Yes, sir. I'm
and
gonna do
stay Keisha free.
that. Keisha free. Appreciate you,
And
brother.
it's quite an honor to be on the panel with. I'm subscribed to all you guys. I think Dr. Deal, you're the only somebody I'll jump up on the live because we've got that
Man, we
kind of
got that
camaraderie.
connection, man. You got
Yes,
that
we do.
connection, man. You my moderator, man. I appreciate Tim Harden, man. It's good. We hadn't done. I hadn't seen you in a long time, man. You know,
Long time. It's probably getting close to a year.
I've been away, you know, and I haven't been out here and everything like that, man. So it's good to reconnect like this, man. So I appreciate
No
you.
doubt, no doubt. AB, I listen from the clouds because I'm usually working when you on.
Okay.
And but supported you and of course Passport OG, man, passports up.
Passport is the man.
Hey, I'm not Dr. Neil now.
Oh no, but hey, you're forced to be reckoned with either way.
I try.
But you guys have a good night, Dr. Neil.
All
I
right, man.
keep my ear to the ground, man.
Keep busy ground, brother. Absolutely,
All
man.
right.
Appreciate you, brother.
Take care.
All right, you take care, man. Good.
Bye-bye.
All right. Passport, holla at us, man.
Hey, the reason why I rock with Dr. Neil, rock with you, is because I know that if you had been born 20 years earlier, you were a Baptist preacher. Like, you're a Baptist preacher. Like, I hear Baptist preacher every single time you're talking, right? You probably march with MLK, right? But in this environment, the black preacher doesn't really move the needle anymore. So you are a professor of religion and theology, and you write books about the black male experience in America, and you speak on YouTube when you're not doing your lectures on campus, because that's the modern day equivalent of that. And from your position, you're seeing what we see. It's this kind of like dress up of black sister girl and showing that to Americans, saying this is the black woman. And as black men, we're looking at this and saying, you guys have got to get a hold on this, because this is a terrible, terrible look. And if we were running this community, we would not allow you to do this, but you're being pimped out as this caricature that's hopefully not who you actually are, or at least we don't want to believe it. So at least police it yourselves. And they're not doing it. So they're cheering it on. and it's just not going to end well. It's just not. And so it's nice to sit in audience with a would-be Baptist preacher who basically said, "Nah, let me go talk to these white kids on this campus and tell them the truth, and then I go talk to the black folks, when I'm not doing that, and give them the real plus the theology and the reality, the religion from whatnot, right?" And I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming to the space. I appreciate you every time you speak, sir.
And man, and I appreciate you and your work, and I support everything, man, that you do, and where you are in your part of the world and everything like that, man. And I mean, we from the same generation, man. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen so many things. You talking about Georgia, and I think about Warnock, and man,
I voted for him.
No, I hear you, man. I hear you. And no, you're absolutely right, man. And I would say to what you were saying, man. Yeah, if I had come along at a different time, things, I'd be moving a little bit different and everything like that, man. And but I'm glad, that I can be here, talking to brothers like you and AB and everybody else, man. So, I appreciate you, and you guys who are not subscribed to Passport OG, y'all go ahead and subscribe and everything. You know what I mean? Passport, you put a lot of stuff into them videos, man. And
Oh,
and I'm like,
sometimes I watch something and I'm just like, ugh, and I can't help it. I just gotta say something. So that's the way.
And you get them clips and you flip them up and
Oh,
everything.
my
You Passport OG is the clip king. So I want y'all to know that. So
Well,
I mean,
hey,
I
Doc,
appreciate it.
when they pull your coattails and tell you to come run for office, don't forget us. Or when they come to the space and say we need a conduit, and don't forget about us, because they're gonna come. They're gonna come.
I'm not gonna forget, brother.
They're gonna come talk to you, brother.
I'm not
Trust
gonna
and
forget.
believe. But have a good one, Doc.
Thank you, man. Good to see you, man. Again, next time. Yes, sir. Yeah. Let's see. AB.
Yes, sir. I'd like to thank you for having me up, Doc. Shout out to Passport OG. I'll make it short. Guard your image, guard your peace, and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Have a good night, Doc.
Have a good night, man. Good to see you, man. Thank you for coming through, brother. See you next time. Well, good, brothers. I'm so glad that you guys were here, man. All you brothers in the chat, 83 people watching or what have you, we went 3 hours. I didn't plan on going 3 hours, but this is not unusual. I haven't been out here in a long time. It's been a long time since I've been out here, and I'm so glad I came out here to talk to you guys. I missed you guys, and as I said when I started, I wrestled with coming out here because I was like, okay, should I just stay silent? Should I be quiet? Because there's some people who don't like my voice out there at high levels. But anyway, I'm passionate, and I know when it's time to say stuff and do things. But I'm so glad just to connect with you guys, after such a long time and seeing you and let y'all know I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still here. I ain't forget about you, brothers. But I appreciate you, man. And again, this is about BMI, Black Men's Independence, BME, Black Men's Empowerment, BMA, Black Men's Agency, and BMH, Black Men's Happiness. I've been about this since 2020, and I'm not going to stop being about this. It doesn't matter who's in the White House. It doesn't matter who's in the White House, man. As long as I'm breathing, I'm going to be pushing this point of view. You understand what I mean? So, I appreciate you, man. Y'all like, sub, share, subscribe, and what have you. And I'm looking. Man, the bug is about to come back now. I feel it now. Like, oh my God, the bug is gonna come back. The bug is gonna. I think the bug is gonna come back. All right. But at any rate, until next time, my friends. You all take care. I see you soon. BMI 3000 Reloaded. I am signing off. Peace out to you, my brothers. Blessings.